And here we are.
To the left of your car. Hey guys, what's going on today? Welcome to the Deep Threats podcast. We have the full crew here today, just to give you guys a heads up. So it's going to be, I'm sure some shit's going to go wild because Ryan decided to show up today and he got sleep. It's not, no, he got sleep. That's my worry, is that Ryan got sleep. So
yeah, he got some sleep. Yes, he did.
All right, so let's introduce the whole crew today. You got me, obviously, KJAM on the mic, and then you have my co-host, Steve.
Hello.
He almost lost his position last week because Wheels did a good job at co-hosting, and you always have Wheels down there.
There he is.
You got wheels, Cam?
Come on.
Ah, there we go.
We broke the other guy, Johnny G.
Johnny's already
I'm
broken.
wondering
Johnny's
things
had a rough
on the
morning.
backside of
And then you also have Ryan, who, like I said, welcome back, Ryan. Ryan's got a big head because it's not in Cam.
No, he's got one. He's gonna
So, and
fall
he
to his
also
mouth
got
in a
his
minute.
penis sucker.
It's a butt plug.
It's his butt plug?
Yes.
Oh,
It's a good
bad.
trainer.
My bad. And then always you have
it's
Johnny
step
G
two.
on the mic, who's
Step 2.
Pass the pinky.
adjusting production and live.
Yes, always.
Okay.
Living the dream.
Got to get my sip in there. So to start today, let's congratulate the NCAA Final Four teams. You have Creighton, San Diego State, Miami, and Texas. And I know the two here are happy that Miami's still in the game.
The one year I don't pick Miami to win it all, they're
You
in the
got Florida
Final Four.
Atlantic in there, sir.
No,
Yes.
I just looked at it.
I thought Florida.
Yeah, we looked this morning.
I thought Florida Atlantic won. Anyway, nobody gives a shit about basketball.
Did Florida? I don't want to be wrong.
When
now.
you get free brackets for money,
Did Florida Atlantic win?
I thought
Sorry.
they did.
I'm out on it.
Man.
Yeah, they did. They did win.
I'll say, who's in then? Who did they beat?
They beat Kansas State.
Ooh.
This is the Elite Eight today.
Oh, we're in the Elite Eight.
Who beat
fucking-
Kansas
Yep,
State?
I'm ahead of myself.
That kid, I watched that game
Predicting
the other
the
night.
future.
Michigan, was it Michigan State, Kansas State?
I might be
Yeah.
predicting the
That was a
future.
great game.
That'd be,
I think it was
pretty
Michigan
cool.
State. Kansas
Gonzaga
State.
that
got
would
beat
be
by the
awesome.
worst differential in like.
Yeah, Michigan.
Okay,
In
so
like
we're in the
31
Elite Eight,
years.
so I
Anyway.
apologize, guys.
Come on, Florida Atlantic.
Well, if that's the case and you're betting, make sure you do it responsibly.
admonish him in chat.
Or not, because it's your money.
Put your 401k in Florida
What's it?
Atlantic.
Oh Jesus,
So
That is
What?
financial advice.
that's Steve's top 10.
that's not. Was
And
it?
his 10's not there. Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I think that's it for like the intro, just because I think we all woke up late. I woke up late. Everybody here showed up like 10 minutes before the show.
Okay.
10 minutes.
Except for the guy that's doing production. He woke me up an hour and a half before the show. And
Hey, fuck you. I just
Okay.
guess I won't get
He showed up.
energy drinks.
He showed up 20 minutes before the
30.
show.
I was here at 7:30.
All right.
I was
So
here.
that being said, first thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna go over the free agent signings, and then we're gonna jump into the defensive line, and then defensive line candidates coming out of college, and then we're gonna have some questions to the guys on the panel just to see what their thought process is in this free agency and some of the players that are kind of still out there.
Ew, we're up.
So, Johnny, let's go over the AFC. Let's go over these free agent signings. So we'll try to do this as rapid as possible. If you guys haven't seen anybody in there that you like or you think that makes an adjustment on that team, bring it out or yell it out.
That's great.
So let's go over.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Hard to yell.
Yeah, let's just run down the
Bat rattles in
list.
your mouth.
So AFC East signings, you got Buffalo Bills. We already knew about Poyer. I didn't know they signed Kyle Allen. You got Connor McGovern going there, which is good for their offensive line. Deontay Hardy, Sam Martin, Tyler Matakevich. We talked about that one. Matt Milano going back. Trent Sherfield, Damian Harris, which I think is hilarious.
Why is that hilarious?
Just because
They drafted Cook.
it's the Patriots run.
Guys, it's a one-year deal.
No, it's the Patriots thought process. They just constantly get guys that they can manage
Yeah.
and then just fill them in that position.
I think James Cook is the guy next year.
I think so. They've actually come out and said they want to increase his role.
Yeah.
Dane Jackson, David Kessenberry, and David Edwards. So I think they tried everything they could do in the offseason to solidify that offensive line. Jets, wide receiver Alan Lazard, Quincy Williams, Greg Zuerlein, Chuck Clark, Solomon Thomas. That's a good signing.
That is a good signing.
Thomas Morstead and Mecole Hardman. Those are whatever I think they
Oh
are.
man, you know what that list was missing?
Yeah,
Aaron
Rodgers still. We're
Because
still
it
waiting.
still has not
Still
happened.
unofficial. It's still unofficial.
It's pending.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Notable signings
Hey.
for the Patriots. I think they had a great offseason. Jabril Peppers, James Ferentz, Jonathan Jones, Riley Reif, Calvin Anderson, Juju Smith, Carl Davis, Raekwon McMillan, Connor McDermott, Matthew Slater, James Robinson, Mac Wilson, Joe Cardona, Mike Gesicki, and Chris Board. I think those are a lot of good signings.
What is ST?
I
A white
love
tight
What's
end to
that-
the
what's that, Tim?
Patriots.
What is
surprise.
ST?
I love Peppers
don't know.
in that system.
Special teams?
Yeah,
Yep,
special teams.
Nobody gives a shit.
Exactly.
You
Oh,
like
yeah,
who?
because they
Jabril?
have the highest.
Oh, Mac Wilson
Yeah,
went there?
Jabril, I
They
wish
have the
the
highest
Browns
paid
would
long
have him.
snapper
They're
in history
stupid for
now.
trading him.
Watch-
He's
In
just
3/4 million in
he's
1
not he's not like,
Watch
he's
Mac
a
Wilson
muscle
ball.
player. Like he's
Browns
solid.
almost got
Yeah.
it back.
All right, jumping
Wow.
into the Miami Dolphins, who really kind of went hog wild.
Hey, wow.
Hog wild?
No,
Dog
Hog
wild.
Hey there,
Hog Wild.
Delilah.
Yeah, they went this season. Cornerback Jalen Ramsey. You got Mike White going there. David Long, Jeff Wilson Jr. Raheem Mostert. They re-signed every running back in that running back room.
David Long Jr.
Oh, it's
right.
Jeff Wilson Jr.
and David Long Jr.
Is it a junior?
Yeah.
Well, that's CBS, so deal with it. Duke
That's
Riley, Miles
CBS's
Gaskin.
fault.
It is
Not
actually.
mine.
Yeah, Eric Saubert, Deshaun Elliott, Braxton Berrios went there. I kind of like that signing. John Lovett, Jerron Christian,
John
Jake,
Lovitz?
Jake Bailey,
John Levitz.
Andrew Van Ginkel, Elijah Campbell, Salvin Ahmed, and Kendall Lamb.
Is he German? Thank Ginkle.
So there's a lot of signings there.
Oh, look at all that!
Talk about it.
You can read yours, Ryan. Go ahead.
Here you go, Ryan.
Read yours, Ryan.
I mean,
Just read them.
all of that is depth,
Always injured.
Can you just read them?
Okay, Lamar
Always.
Jackson, Geno Smith.
Geno
Stone.
Stone.
No, so
Geno Stone Smith.
Geno Stone. Sorry, it's very far away, and I'm wearing my amazing
Okay,
shades.
so Trayvon Mullen, Nick Moore,
I guess you
Justice
lost the
Hill,
rights.
and Nelson Aguilar. Wilson.
So let's talk about the Nelson Aguilar signing.
What team
real quick.
is
So,
Lamar playing on this year?
I love how social media is acting like
This is
March.
a ridiculous signing.
In March, they're like, "Wow, this is the answer. This is what they go and get." Like, relax, okay? It's March. People don't understand. After the draft, there's usually a second wave of free
Yeah.
agents.
You know who they're missing on this list, though?
What? Who?
Ken Francis.
Ken-
Yeah, wait, hold on. What happened with that? What was that all about,
Ken
actually?
This is Manti Te'o 2.0.
No.
Is there,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Except
We'll talk
instead of a
about-
relationship,
We'll talk about that in a
No,
minute.
because Lamar
Manti
Jackson isn't
Te'o?
getting catfished.
Move on to that. Yes, he is. Move on to the next one.
Oh, man.
Actually, he might be.
You got the Bengals. Everybody, not everybody, because I don't think so. They see the Orlando Brown Jr. as the biggest signing in free agency right now.
That's a pretty good signing.
Jermaine Pratt, yeah, but he's not the biggest.
Why-
Like
who-
the most impact.
He was expecting more money and took less to go to Cincy.
I don't think it's the most impactful signing.
because
in free
everybody's.
It's not on that offensive line. That's not the most impactful. I mean, for
Because the owners are putting
Jermaine
their
Pratt,
foot down.
Travion Williams, Michael Thomas, the safety, Trent Taylor, wide receiver, and then Nick Scott.
Well, wait, hold on. Like when we get to the most impactful signing, you gotta speak that out because that's pretty big.
It's an impactful signing for that team, but I don't think that's the best signing.
Like,
Because
overall.
to me, the best signing is value and impact. So like
right now, I would say it would be either.
how are you
going
going to pay Joe Burrow next year when you're paying your left tackle,
Or T.
$20
Higgins.
million?
Yeah,
So
how you gonna
Steelers,
50
we got
million, you mean?
Larry Ogunjobi going back, Patrick Peterson. Well, no, next year. I'm saying for the 1 year. Patrick Peterson, cornerback, which we all said that was a huge signing.
Yeah.
Nate Erbig, Cole Holcomb,
I love Pat Pete and that.
Landon Roberts, Isaac Sumalo, and then James Pierre. I think they did a good job with their offensive line adjusting there.
Logan Joey's making a lot, $7.25 million a year.
I think
Yeah, that's
he's
it.
worth it personally for interior. Browns, Juan Thornhill, Obo. What? Aberonwa?
Alarongo Akora.
Wow. I think it's Aberon.
It's
I get-
OBO.
Hey, double O. Ethan Posich, Dalvin Tomlinson, Sione Takitaki, Maurice Hurst, Josh Dobbs, Anthony Walker, Elijah Moore, and Marquise Goodwin. Like we said, we've talked about this kind of all the time.
I love Juan
These are
Thornhill.
very
I
good
do
I
signings.
just like saying his name.
These are very good signings. John, can you read those? Because I can't read those for this
Yeah.
far.
So Robert Woods, Jimmy Ward.
These are the Texan signings, too.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, Texan signings. Robert Woods, Jimmy Ward, MJ Stewart, Casey Keenum, Hassan
Case.
Ridgeway,
I like how he said Casey.
KC, Mike Boone, Chase Winovich, Shaq Mason,
It's Mike
Sheldon
Boone.
Rankins, Andrew Beck, Scott Kesenberry.
Kesenberry. Don't say Quesenberry.
It's
Quisenberry.
Quisenberry.
Dalton Schultz,
Kesenberry.
Devin Singletary. It's supposed to be Laramie Tunsil, not Jeremy. Denzel Perriman, Derek Rivers, and Noah
CBS
Brown.
really
That's
screwed this up.
that's his retarded cousin.
All right. We all know that the Texans had a lot of signings.
Yes.
So the Colts, here's what they've done this offseason outside of cutting Matt Ryan. Samson Ebukam, Taquan Lewis, Matt Gay, EJ Speed, Ashton Doolin, Isaiah McKenzie, Christian Wilkerson.
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 Ashton Doolin should have been an extension.
Yeah, he is. I think he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dakota Shepley, Tavon Bryan, Tony Brown, and Gardner Minshew.
That's
Uncle
the value
Rico.
pick right there. is
Uncle
Gardner
Rico.
Minshew. That
Uncle
is my
Rico's the
favorite
starter
pick.
as of right now.
Andrew loses
straight.
shit when he hears that.
He actually, Uncle Rico might be the starter if they do step back in the draft. So
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, well,
That's the latest rumor.
God, Gardner, dude, he just gets me.
So Jacksonville, their signings, they tagged Evan Ingram. Then you got Roy Robertson Harris, Andrew Wingard, CJ Beathard, Tavon Campbell, and Trey Herndon.
Literally.
You got the Tennessee Titans tackle Andre Dillard, Arden Key, Nick Westbrook-Akine. They just re-signed him for another year. Daniel, does it say Brunskill?
Yeah.
All right. Luke Gifford, Morgan Cox, Aziz Al-Shair, Daniel Brunskill again.
Oh,
What do they have brothers? Do they have brothers?
wait.
Twins. They're
Oh my
same
God!
name.
You know what? He
Same
plays 3 positions.
Are you
That's
sure?
hilarious. Yeah, I guarantee it. I guarantee they do not have 2
And
Daniel
cornerback
Brunskills
Sean
on the team.
Murphy.
Wow, you put him on there twice.
Wow. Good.
CBS.
All of these signings are per CBS. I will give them all the recognition in the world. Denver Broncos. I did this in like 20 minutes, guys.
The
That's a
guy,
good
the guy's
signing,
literally
Mike Lynchy.
multiplicity.
That's a record for you. Is
got all
that what
three.
Anna tells you?
Multiplicity.
20 minutes? That's definitely
She
long.
touched my peppy Steve.
Denver Broncos signed Mike McGlinchey, Chris Manhertz, Alex Singleton, Zach Allen, Samaje Perine, Jarrett Stidham, Ben Powers, Corliss Waitman, Quinn Bailey, Joan Griffith, Michael Burton, and Riley Dixon and Tony Jones. Just hold that up for a second. Go back to that.
P. Ryan is a good.
Is
signing
there
for them.
anything on
Yeah.
this team? Because obviously, the whole front office has changed again. They're trying to change up the quarterback situation and
Good job,
figure out how
Walmart.
that's going. Is there anything here you guys that see that sticks out that'll make this team a step in the right direction?
Yeah, the offensive line.
I think P. Ryan's going to help a little bit
yeah,
Stidham.
and P. Ryan. Yeah.
because he's a great blocker. He
P. Ryan
played-
will help
Ryan-
this year because Javonte Williams will probably struggle to get back from his
Exactly.
injury.
and
From
he's a very good blocker.
You're talking about Ben Powers, right?
From everything I've read so far about Javonte Williams, he is.
it's possible he
it's
might not play this
yeah,
year.
It's not
Yeah.
looking good.
Right.
You're talking about Ben Powers, right?
'Cause
Like
he
that signing.
tore
You're
all
saying
the
for the
seals.
offensive line.
Yeah.
You're saying
he
for
did
the
a lot of
offensive line?
damage to his knee.
Yeah.
I mean, McGlinchey.
They rebuilt that O-line.
Powers.
They did what the Chiefs did last year. It seems like.
Yeah.
With rebuilding it off of free agency, and I'm sure they're going to touch on it.
How do you afford?
draft.
How do you afford $87 million right tackle when you have a $270 million
It's all
quarterback?
signing bonus, probably.
Right.
That's
I
crazy.
guarantee it's all signing.
All right, you can go
30 of
back.
it's
You can
probably
move on.
signing.
So Kansas City Chiefs, we didn't expect much here. Tackle Jawan Taylor, Charles Omenihu, Treshaun Wharton, Drew Tranquil, and Mike Edwards. I actually love all those signings.
I like how they signed Jawan Taylor for less or for more money than it was for Orlando Brown, but it was more up front, wasn't it? For Orlando Brown.
And
Well,
they weren't going to pay Orlando Brown.
I would argue that Juwan Taylor is an
It's
actual
better.
left tackle than
I think he is.
Orlando's a right tackle.
right.
Yeah,
I think
like
Jawan
Jawan
Taylor is better.
I think that's what I was telling you guys. I think it's a better option for them if you look at the stats.
All right, Raiders, we got
me to
Josh
read it off?
Jacobs, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacoby Myers, Marcus Epps, not Mike Epps, Robert Spillane, Brandon Fashion, Fakison?
Fake it, son.
Brendan
Face
Parker,
down.
Austin Hooper,
Face
Amir Abdullah.
In your
Jacob
face,
Johnson, Roderick Teamer, OJ Howard, Jaquan Johnson,
Jesper Horsted.
Jesper Horsted. Sorry, I was thinking at the same time.
Jerry Tillery went back on.
Keelan Cole and Nitoni Muti.
Didn't Keelan Cole used to be on the
He called and
Jags?
said, "My name's."
He was on the Jags and Detroit. He was a couple of teams.
He's been used.
I think
Ned
last year he
Payne.
was with Carolina the majority.
All right, Chargers, Trey Pipkins III, Eric Kendricks, Easton Stick, Morgan Fox, and J.K. Scott. Not much going on there.
So
No.
That was the entire AFC signings.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
So hold on before you go to the NFC. Was there anybody you guys saw in the AFC that like kind of stood out to you guys? Or how about this? Here's the better question: who won the AFC signings in your minding as of right now?
I guess you would probably.
I'd say Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have to.
Is that
go
just
with.
because of the amount of signings?
You got Dalton
I would say
Schultz.
Houston or New England. I mean, New England had almost.
I actually like New England signings, and they didn't overpay.
But I like Houston's signings,
I mean-
quality-wise, more.
I like what a certain team in the AFC North did.
Oh, Cincinnati.
Browns.
No.
Oh, the Browns.
Browns.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Obo's underrated.
What do you
I
like?
like
Thornhill.
Obo.
What do you like about the Browns?
I was either
I'm
on
not gonna
Obo
name
or I
them.
wanted.
You're not
Obo
gonna
and
name
Juan
him?
Thornhill
Yeah.
are like very underrated in the NFL.
Juan?
Well, it was either Obo or the Sam.
And Tomlinson.
Bucum.
Don't forget Tomlinson.
But I
wanted a DM.
think what we're gonna do when we talk a little news, we're gonna talk about the that wide receiver room because I have questions for you guys on that wide receiver room.
Okay.
I'll be happy to answer.
That's right. We're not in the news yet. Yeah.
The
Let's
Browns wide
Yeah,
receiver?
let's go to the NFC.
get it
did you-
rolling.
All right.
Did you see that finally analysts are starting to get behind Nathaniel Tank Dell?
Yeah, I told you. He's,
They're
he's
just
actually
a little late.
A little late to the party,
Tank
aren't they?
Dell is ranked 4th
Yeah.
now by the analysts.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
A little late to the party, aren't we, boys?
All right, so NFC, give me them boys. Tony Pollard, Donovan Wilson, Stephon Gilmore, Leighton Vander Esch, C.J. Goodwin, Cooper Rush. They did bring Cooper Rush back.
Coop.
Wow.
Ronald
Brandon
Jones.
Cooks, Chumo Adega, and Ronald Jones, which I
Just
think.
another big L for them. All right,
Well, I
moving
think
on.
I think the Ronald Jones thing is because just in case they don't get Bijan or they don't get a running back in this draft,
More depth.
this will give them depth in that position. And
'Cause
Ronald
right-
Jones is good in the red zone. You can use Tony Pollard on all 3 downs, which I don't think he's a 3 down.
Because
half
before
away.
Jones, it was just Mike Davis or not Mike Davis,
Ronald.
Mike White, or
Quit naming other players.
I know. So they had like a rookie or a second-year guy and Pollard, and that's it. So I think it's solely just for
They
depth.
won't do anything, so it doesn't matter.
All right, let's go on and keep going on. New York Giants, Daniel Jones,
Dallas.
Saquon Barkley, Darren Waller, most hilarious signing this
That's a
offseason.
trade, not a
Yeah,
sign,
you're right.
sir.
Most hilarious trade this offseason. Bobby
Why is it hilarious?
Akareke.
Yeah, you could argue that Daniel Jones sign was hilarious.
No. Darren Waller getting traded and still getting his money is hilarious considering he hasn't performed
Yeah.
since he's gotten signed.
Oh, I agree.
Raheem Nunez, Roches.
I want him to be
They
on the
gave
team.
Bobby
I want to
Okereke
get his jersey.
Jamie
just 'cause
Jamie
his name-
Gillum,
The Scottish Hammer.
Matt Breida, Sterling Shepard, Gerard Davis, Isaiah Hodgins, Leonard Johnson, Paris Campbell, Darius Slayton, Casey Kreitzer, Bobby McCain, Jihad Ward, and Jeff Smith. It's Jihad.
Jihad?
It's Jihad. I said Jihad.
Jihad?
Sorry, my bad.
Racist.
Well,
Moving on.
Well, so
The fact that
they signed
Sterling-
every wide receiver that we bitch about.
The fact that Sterling Shepard got 1.3 million is sad.
They're not going wide receiver this offseason, just an FYI. They got Wan'Dale Robinson coming back.
Yeah.
They're not going receiver this offseason in this
They're
draft.
stupid.
They signed everybody.
No, yeah, they need
Yeah,
defense.
that's all mid.
Yeah.
They need defense.
They have no number one.
Because they are a running.
You think they
offense.
looked at Daniel Jones and go, "You get your money. We're not getting you a receiver." Sorry.
They went and got Waller.
All right, you can go on.
Rodgers 2.0.
You can go on. Philly, there's actually a lot of signings here.
Contract-wise.
Fletcher Cox went back. James Bradbury went back.
Fletcher
Brandon
got
Graham
10
went back.
million? Damn.
Holy shit.
Boston Scott went back.
Boston
Rashad
Scott went back.
Penny.
Rashad Penny went there. Jason Kelsey went back. They pretty much just like, these are all re-signings. They did get
Except Greedy Williams.
Did you say Rashad Penny went back?
Yeah.
No,
No,
I didn't.
no, no,
He
no.
said he
I said he
signed.
went there from Seattle.
They said
Yeah.
Boston
Yeah, he said
Scott
he
went
went there.
back.
They
then
got Greedy
re-signed.
Williams, bro.
Yeah. Marcus
Oh, he'll be hit
Mariota,
for her the half the year,
Nicholas
so.
Moreau,
funny.
Terrell Edmonds, and Lane Johnson.
I love Greedy in that system.
I do too.
And if he stays healthy,
I mean,
That's a big if.
that's a huge sign. Well, that's why it's a 1-year deal.
yeah, it's
The
gonna
dude's
be
made of glass.
it's gonna be
Wow.
it's gonna be a prove it deal, and,
All right.
and then you got 2 aged corners.
Washington defensive tackle Deron Payne, Andrew Wiley, Danny Johnson, Cody Barton, David Mayo, Nick Gates, Marcus Kemp, Jacoby Brisket, F.A. Abato, Cameron Dantzler, and Tyler Larson. I didn't see anything that was
Bears.
crazy. Chicago, Johnny, read these for me.
Why? Because you don't want to read the first
No, my
one?
nose itches and I don't want to.
Kerry
Ari
Blasingame?
Blasingame, DJ Moore, Tremaine Edmonds, Nate Davis, TJ Edwards, DeMarcus Walker, Travis Homer, Patrick Scales, PJ Walker, Andrew Billings, Robert Tunyon, and Deonta Foreman.
All right. Is Green Bay next too? That'd be funny.
No.
Defense or Detroit Lions. You got Isaiah Ruggs, Cam Sutton,
Bugs.
Alex. Is that Bugs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bugs.
My bad.
Nah.
David Montgomery, Emmanuel Mosley, John Kaminsky, Graham Glasgow, Will Harris, Matt Nelson, Craig Reynolds, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Minnesota, you got Byron Murphy, Josh Oliver, Garrett Bradbury, Marcus Davenport, Andrew DePaula, Nick Mullins, Greg Joseph, Alexander Madison, Austin Schlettman,
Schlotman.
Dean Lowry, Oliuta, Brandon Powell, and Troy Reeder. Green Bay, you have nobody, and they signed Rudy Ford, so we can just move on from that one.
Yeah.
Atlanta, you got Lorenzo Carter, Jonnu Smith, Chris Lindstrom, David Animata, Bradley Pinion, Jesse Bates III, Caleb McGarry, Caden Ellis, Taylor Heineke, Keith Smith, Carnell Armstrong, and Matt Collins. Carolina, you got Von Bell, Shai Tuttle, Shai Tuttle.
Yes.
Yeah. Andy Dalton, Hayden Hurst, Miles Sanders, Bradley Bozeman, Deshaun Williams, Julian Love, Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, and Eddie Pinheiro. I love this signings.
I like the DJ Shark.
I love those signings. I love the wide receiver signings. I love the defensive signings.
You know what I love
Julian
most?
Love is underrated.
Wow.
Andy Dalton is going to make that a 500 team because he's a mid quarterback.
They were already a 500 team.
And that defense is okay.
Wait, what do you mean Andy Dalton's going to make that? You know they're drafting one.
Right,
They
but he's
are,
just saying
but
Andy
he's definitely
Dalton's there.
He's
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it doesn't matter when they
at
draft
one, right?
Bryce.
So
When they draft Bryce Young, it's not going to matter because he's
oh yeah.
I got
Did anybody else see me getting dragged on Twitter for that?
Your argument's the Saints, right? Because Andy Dalton made that team a 500 team with that defense. Because Jameis Winston was supposed to take him to the next level, and he got injured.
Yep.
So now Andy Dalton made that team almost make it to the playoffs.
Yep.
So, all right, Saints. Derek Carr, Nathan Shepard, Kalen Saunders, Jawan Johnson. That's why I was thinking about Jaquan Johnson, Jawan Johnson. JT Gray, Michael Thomas, Jameis Winston, Tona Capsaicin, Jamal Williams, and Storm Norton.
To Noah Rare Metals.
He is now Capsaicin at this
It's not a
point.
pepper.
Tampa
That's
Bay,
funny.
Jamal Dean, Anthony Nelson,
He should
Baker
make a hot
Mayfield,
That guy's got no flavor.
Aaron
Capsaicin.
Finley, Levante David, Chase Edmonds, and Greg Gaines. All right, Arizona, we got Kelvin Beachum, Hyatt Freuholt, Will Hernandez.
Deontay Freuholt. He was on the Browns last year.
Kaiser White, Corey Clement, Matt Prater, Zeke Turner, LJ Collier, David
Bluff.
Wow.
David Blows.
Zach Pascal,
Huh.
Dennis Daly, Antonio Hamilton, and Chris Barnes.
All right. And Chris Barnes just got signed yesterday. Rams, you got Hunter
Hunter
Michael.
Long, who has only caught one pass in his career.
Nobody.
I'm just there with him.
Yeah.
I'm so close.
That is not a lot of good signings.
No.
San Francisco, you got Javon Hargrave, Sam Darnold,
Following CMC.
That cocksucker got $11.5 million.
Deshaun Gibson, Taylor Pepper, Isaiah Oliver, Cleland Farrell.
Cleveland.
I thought it was Cleland.
I thought it was Cleland. I was going to say Kelton McKivitz,
Colton.
Juwan Jennings, Kevin Givens, Jake Brendel, Demetrius Flanagan Fowles.
Put that wiener in there.
Wow.
T.Y. McGill.
T.Y. McGill, John Feliciano, Ross Dwelly, and Miles Hartsfield.
And to round it out,
Seattle, last team. Geno Smith, Draymond Jones, Jared Reed, Phil Haynes, Evan Brown, Jason Myers, Drew Lock, Devin Bush, Julian Love, and Bobby Wagner went back yesterday.
Yeah, because nobody wanted to pay him.
Devin Bush.
All right. Okay, in the NFC, who's your winner?
It's either Detroit or Chicago. So
I would say Detroit, Chicago, or Carolina.
I think Carolina's the winner.
I like Chicago because they bolstered up that defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Personally,
Chicago
with
might
that
actually.
linebacking
Yeah,
guy.
I mean, so like Tremaine Edmonds, big.
Well, and
DJ
and the
Edwards.
DJ Moore trade was big. We talked about
So-
that.
DeMarcus Walker, that's a pretty
So
good
if anyone
signing.
remembers my CMC and Sam Darnold.
You are struggling.
Yes, Sam Darnold meme a couple weeks ago with the orangutan and the
Oh,
kid running
yeah,
away.
yeah.
There was another one with DJ Moore and PJ Walker.
Oh, that is funny. That is
Oh
funny.
man.
Yeah.
So why do you guys think Chicago
So,
over Carolina? Just out of
Chicago
curiosity.
for me is you traded for DJ Moore. You got
Well, you didn't trade for DJ Moore. You got DJ Moore in a trade because they didn't give up.
Sorry, you shafted
Well,
Carolina.
I was
for
going to say
DJ
they
Moore.
didn't give up anything to get DJ Moore.
No, they didn't.
You bolstered up the defensive line. You bolstered up your second level of your defense with those T.J. Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. So I mean, they're doing everything right. So this is the time for Justin Fields to shine. I think this is all right. This is your year. If you don't prove it, we're moving on. So I think this is what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
So this is
And
an
they're giving-
Oh yeah.
Is this
they're
an
giving
Eagles
him the
situation?
tools. Yeah, they're giving him the tools to succeed, and if they don't, then it's on him.
Okay, it's an Eagles situation.
Yes.
All right, you guys kind of agree with that?
Yeah, and if you actually look at the stats for Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields over their first 2 years, the second year they're almost similar. It's really
I'll have to go back and look at that. I didn't think about that. That's funny.
It is though. Go look.
I think Carolina, just because I think Carolina gave up a lot to get the first overall pick, and then they went and signed everybody to kind of solve what they gave up. And I think it just bolsters up that offense.
And DJ Chark isn't DJ Moore. They might have the first.
Wasn't DJ Chark there?
In Chicago?
No, in Carolina.
No, DJ Chark was on the Jags.
It was on Jacksonville. You're right. It was Jacksonville.
Jacksonville,
You're right.
the
Lions
Detroit,
last year.
then the Panthers.
You're right.
He was with Gardner Minshew. He had like a 1,000-yard season that year with Gardner. He popped off.
Yeah, he did.
I think DJ Chark can literally do the same thing. I think he's capable. He wasn't healthy last year.
Listen, I like DJ Chark.
He is not the same as DJ Moore.
But
I
he's-
love DJ Chark.
And I don't like DJ Moore, but he's not DJ Moore.
No, I think he can do the same thing as DJ Moore.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Wait.
The
Hold on. Ryan's holding his breath over there. He's going to be like slapping me. God bless you.
You trying to sneeze? You're on cam, sneeze.
No, I just can't believe that stuff was said.
I mean, I don't.
I love DJ Chark.
Pass the dick down.
There you go.
Get the dick out of here. Get it out of here.
That's-
I grabbed it too. That's the funny part.
Yeah, he did. He stroked it
the
first. He's
balls.
like, I don't like it. I don't like
So
it. Okay.
I think Carolina you get the first overall pick. You traded DJ Moore. You get the first overall pick. You get DJ Chark, and then who was the other receiver they also signed?
Bring him up real quick, please.
Who are you talking about?
Thielen.
Adam
Oh,
Thielen, an old white guy.
Yeah, but who did you have before that? But Thielen's a possession guy.
You had
DJ
DJ
Moore.
Moore.
You have
Terrence Marshall.
They still have Terrence Marshall.
Yeah.
Terrace.
You had
It's Terrace.
Whatever.
They still have the guy that covers the sun.
I mean, I like.
Oh my
actually,
God,
Hayden
that's
Hurst
funny.
is a good signing.
The problem is,
Miles
like-
Sanders, because now you got rid of a 20.
Deonta Foreman.
You
and
got rid of a
Sanchez.
28-year-old running back and got like 5 picks. Right? Christian McCaffrey, 27, 28.
Yeah.
You got 5 picks for him. Then you traded 4 picks
And
and,
then-
a receiver
and
for
now
your first overall pick.
You're gonna draft Bryce Young and completely ruin your franchise for 3 to 4
Completely
years.
ruin it. Yep.
I'm so excited. I got dragged on Twitter last night for saying that.
If they,
Yeah,
if
so-
they draft Bryce Young, that is going to be.
I will,
They're going to always constantly. It'd be up and down. It'd be a complete roller coaster. You're gonna have good games and you're gonna have really bad games.
you're gonna have
That's just because
Cleveland Brown
that's the
ass
kind of
teams
player
for the
he
next
is.
3 to 4 years.
It's C.J. Stroud. If you're
McCaffrey's
drafting a
26,
quarterback in
or-
this draft, it's Stroud. That is it.
That's it.
so
Bottom line.
if you trading your future shows anything, go look at the Rams. Where are they at? They can't sign anybody.
No, they look like ass.
But so with that, they cleared a shit ton of cap space for next year. So that's when they're going to go out and get everybody. But they have no draft picks. You traded all your draft picks away for one Super Bowl, which I get. But if you're going to do
Is
these
it worth it?
trades for one Super Bowl, no, it's not.
Are Rams fans
not worth
sitting there
it.
saying like, "Oh my God, we're so happy we got that one
Because
Super Bowl"?
they're gonna win 5 or 6 games next year again.
So
Because
that's the way Les wanted to go, right?
less
Yep.
need.
Yeah, he wanted to go that route.
But it's just not the route. There's other teams that are just have done it successfully. I mean, look at the Chiefs.
Right.
Yeah, you got Pat Mahomes. I understand that. Look at Tom Brady. I get it. I mean, there's other teams that are consistently good.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 2 years, you got the Bengals that have been up there.
So, out of all of these teams,
Ravens.
right? We talked about.
So
So
Lamar's healthy. I mean,
so we-
they're unstoppable.
we just split it up into two teams that have won one division and 2 teams won. So you guys say Chicago wins the NFC, and who'd you guys say won the AFC? Was
Houston.
it the Patriots
I think
or
we
Houston?
Said Houston.
Probably Patriot or Houston.
I think
So
I went
Houston. So out of those 2, you guys say Chicago wins then?
yeah,
Dude,
personally, I would have to
Houston,
go with
Houston
Chicago.
will win more if Carolina takes Bryce Young.
Yeah, well, I want CJ going to Houston. I think we all would like CJ going to
Oh
Houston.
my!
Just because I think we're all Ohio State fans.
Yeah,
Set aside, I
I
think
mean,
he fits in that system
I
better.
really, really like what
With-
Houston's done in
Yeah.
the offseason.
I actually would love for Carolina because I prefer CJ in Houston. I think me and Ryan had this conversation off the air. I think, and I hate saying this, but I think he can fill Deshaun Watson's shoes perfectly.
CJ Stroud,
Yeah.
fill Deshaun Watson's shoes.
Yep.
You mean at Houston?
In Houston. Maybe not in Carolina, but in Houston.
I think Anthony Richardson goes to the Panthers.
I think they have a similar game
That's what I
style.
think happens.
You think Anthony Richardson gets drafted 1 overall?
Yeah, I do.
You know what?
I told you the Andy
It's
Dalton.
Cam Newton.
Well,
It is.
I told you the Andy Dalton signing makes that a no.
That doesn't mean anything.
It does.
Why?
Why would you Why would you let go of PJ Walker, or let go of Why wouldn't you go get Gardner Minshew? Why would you sign a purely pocket passer to back up a scrambling quarterback?
Because he's
Will
already
Levis.
played in that system.
Then that's Will Levis.
Have
Look at
the
the division
Panthers
he's
even
in.
visited that team yet?
No.
I don't
They
see.
visited Bryce Young and CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I don't see in any world do they trade all the way up to the first pick to take a completely raw talent and a question mark quarterback.
That's not going to happen.
They're going to take either Bryce Young, who they've seen the tape on, and yes, it's a roller coaster ride with Bryce Young. That's why I have CJ Stroud at 1. Because
We all
his
have
pro
CJ
day.
at
His
1.
pro day was just yesterday.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do we know how many people they sent to his pro day? Because I didn't see that.
Wait, who's
Bryce Young.
Will Levis?
Bryce Young.
Oh, Bryce.
Will's was 2 days ago, and he hit the ceiling throwing a deep ball. Will Levis did not have a good pro day.
Oh wow.
He actually lowered his draft stock, so he's going out of the top 10.
He's not hitting guys. He wasn't hitting the guy in stride. He was waiting way too long to release the ball, and the receiver was stopping his route, catching the ball, and then running. And it was just, I'm sorry, like the arm talent's there. Like the guy's got a strong arm, but he has no control on it.
The accuracy, no. You know what it reminds me? Will Levis, right?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Josh Allen.
No.
He just doesn't have the touch. He doesn't have the deep ball touch.
He doesn't remind me of Josh Allen at all. He
I'm talking
reminds
about
me of
being
Taysom Hill.
I'm just saying accuracy. After about 25, 30 yards, his accuracy just drops off.
That's how bad this quarterback class is. And next year's, like, for instance, I was just talking to KJ about this on
Next year's isn't much
extremely
better.
long. Next year's is great.
For quarterback?
I love Drake May.
You had Drake May and you
I
got
love
Caleb Williams, but other
Williams.
than that, I don't know really anything about the guys.
No, but
I haven't looked into them.
those two quarterbacks
better
would be
than
1 and 2 in this class.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I'm telling you, Stroud is above. Stroud would be the 2. It'd be Caleb.
You could,
Stroud.
and
I would take
what did I
CJ
tell
Stroud
you?
over Caleb Williams.
You would?
Yes,
I don't.
would.
I'd see.
Interesting.
Well, what is it about?
It might
Caleb
be
Williams?
because of recency bias.
bias.
Recency bias.
Papa.
Rasta.
Here comes the deck.
Yeah, so the CJ Stroud.
Admonish.
So we all probably, in reality, there's 2 raw quarterbacks in this draft. One who we think is overhyped, and one who we believe is a viable starter. Am I wrong?
Yeah. CJ Stroud is the.
I'd say Anthony Richardson and Will Levis are raw.
I would say
Raw.
I'd say. I mean,
yes. Yeah.
Bryce Young. We all believe that Bryce Young is
Kyler Murray 2.0.
is a college quarterback.
I think he's gonna be worse than Kyler. Which
He's a college quarterback, right? He succeeds in college, and outside of that,
You can't compare him to Kyler Murray because they're not the same quarterback.
No. Bryce Young.
I was going to compare him to Baker.
Bryce Young to Baker.
I don't
No.
even know a good comparison. For Bryce Young.
Baker had.
It's Baker.
No.
Why no?
Why is he?
At 5'10",
If you go look
200
at
pounds.
Bryce's tape and
Baker's 5'10", 200 pounds.
whatever.
That size doesn't mean shit.
But
you
if
have
you-
to watch the tape.
Scrambling quarterbacks succeed in the West Coast offense. Risky downfield passes. But
Bryce Young tried to be a pocket passer and couldn't do it.
Why they succeed in the West Coast offense? Because it's one of the easiest offenses to run.
well, it's not
when
an easy
scrambling.
offense to run. It's an easy offense to pass in.
Yeah, that's why. Because they open everything up.
Right.
You can't hit.
Yeah. Well, and you don't have to throw deep accurate.
And he's not deep accurate. Guess what? You have to be in the NFL deep accurate because everybody's just
You don't
as fast as
have
you.
to be deep accurate.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
Tom
yeah.
Brady was
You know
accused
what?
of not having an arm for 15 years.
Because of Deflategate.
Well, yeah.
how many teams run West Coast offense in the NFL?
8.
A lot, actually.
I think it's like 8 to 10. But
Third, which I get. But
Yeah.
look at the quarterbacks they have there, and how are they performing?
very well.
I'm not going to say very well without actually looking at it.
I would have to go back, but I'd say most quarterbacks in the NFL are not the issue outside of the teams that need a quarterback.
Because you're scheming them to throw open, but the problem is when they get pressured, they can't. They can't
That's
hit
the
a
whole
guy.
point.
That's the whole point of a West Coast
Yeah,
offense.
Yes,
so they're not
but-
getting pressured.
But I'm saying
It's
as
a-
soon as
it's
they
a
get,
fast
I
release
know, but
offense.
I'm saying as soon as they get pressured, they just fall apart.
Right, I gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. They can't make the play when it matters. And this is why I don't like Bryce Young, is because I think if they have to scheme him open constantly. And I understand that's what you scheme him for. That's the point of it. But for me, taking a quarterback as the first quarterback overall, can you overcome that? Can you overcome me having to scheme you open every single play? Can you
He couldn't do it in college.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't have him as a number one, because he can't put the team on his back and drive down the field.
All right.
I mean, a lot of people are arguing that about C.J. Stroud.
CJ
Even though I think that defense was awful.
The Ohio State defense is
CJ
absolute
Stroud
dog shit.
proved why
C.J. Stroud.
he
looked
is the number one
great against
quarterback
Georgia.
when he played Georgia.
As of right
Because
now,
look what happened to TCU and Max Duggan. Everybody was hyping up Max Duggan.
Yeah, and then he
And he
shit his
shit
pants.
the bed.
And
As of
he
right-
looked- he
CJ
looked
Stroud cemented
horrid.
himself as the number one quarterback against Georgia.
As
I
of-
don't care how that game ended.
as of right now, Ohio State I think has 3 defensive players that might go in the first 4 rounds.
Which is crazy.
And you have 2 offensive.
No, you have like
offensive.
9 offensive players, but
Well, you got Paris Johnson, you got Jackson Smith-Njigba, you got
DeJuan
CJ Stroud, you
Jones,
got
DeJuan
DeJuan.
Whippler.
From what I heard, the
Whippler.
Steelers are getting DeJuan Jones if he gets. They're
That's
taking
I
DeJuan
love
A
Jones.
fantastic.
They're
pick
not
for
going
them.
corner because they just signed 2 corners, and they signed.
Yeah, but Peterson's old.
DeJuan
That doesn't
Jones
mean
isn't.
that.
Well, and they signed a safety though, so you're gonna wait
Remember,
out of the first round.
DeJuan
remember
Jones,
they have the Bears' second round pick.
You mean 32?
Yes.
So what these guys keep referring to as the last pick of the first
DeJuan
round?
Jones is going to be taking 26. I think that's the Steelers pick.
I think
No,
so.
no, their pick's like
Yeah,
19.
they're
Oh.
early.
18.
Sorry, 19. That's
That's
who they're taking.
Still worth
From
it.
what I hear is that's because they took him out to dinner and there's rumblings that's who they're falling
They
in
take
love with.
everybody out to dinner.
that
They go
doesn't
see.
mean
Yeah, quit.
anything, and that doesn't mean he's going to
yeah.
be going in the first round.
He's going.
That could be the 32, like Ryan's
yeah.
saying.
He
It
can
doesn't
go,
mean.
he can go 32 right there. They maybe they feel great about him
And
at 32.
every time we've mocked DeJuan Jones, we mock him out of the first round.
Shouldn't.
No, probably should.
He's a right
But
tackle.
Nah, not really.
He could play.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
I don't think he can play left tackle.
I
He
think
got
Then
moved.
I think
he could.
He got
Way
moved
too
to,
slow.
He
I
got
think he
moved
could.
to right tackle.
But I think he could play. He could be a really, really good guard, right guard, in that system. They need guards. They need guard play bad.
He can be a guard.
I think he'd be a great guard.
The guards for Ohio State were garbage this year.
Could you
so
imagine?
Yes, they were.
What is the one thing that Cincy needs?
a guard?
Yeah.
That's,
a better coach.
No, they need a guard.
God.
They need a
mean-
guard for sure, right?
I think they're gonna have an issue with Jonah because they let go of Lyle, right?
Niall Collins.
Yeah.
Did they?
And they're trading their other left tackle. He wants out.
I know he wants out, but I don't think they want him to go anywhere. I mean,
Oh.
they gave him permission, didn't they, to go seek a trade?
But
Oh,
they-
shit.
he hasn't done anything.
I mean, Jonah's not terrible.
No,
He's not
I mean,
terrible.
So
He's not very good. I would put him in like
What
the
do you
middle
guys?
tiers.
Who are our top 5 picks? You guys, we think here.
Like 1 to 5 right
1
now?
to 5.
I don't
What
know.
are-
Put it up.
what are-
Let's see.
John, can you bring
what
that
are we
back real
thinking
quick,
here?
John?
Actually, Johnny, if you screen share our power rankings, the text file,
I don't have a text file.
it's on the desktop. Top 100 power rankings.
Don't yell at him.
He always says I don't have without looking.
Oh, were you guys jamming
Big
to
board.
some music?
Big board. C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Will Anderson,
Anthony
Bijan
Richardson's
Robinson.
at 2.
Yeah,
They can't see it.
you were on the phone with me.
That's our power ranking?
Will Anderson, Bijan Robinson, and Tyree Wilson. Jalen Carter probably should be up there, but
Jalen Carter dropped
Jalen Carter did drop for us.
because
He shouldn't
have you watched his workout?
I'm sure
Well,
he's
it
trying to
wasn't
get back
great,
in shape.
but, like-
I'm sure he's
He
trying. You
looked-
can't.
You
You know,
look
say there's so
tired
much
hitting
text
bags.
there.
You put on 9 pounds.
I
That
wouldn't even
shows me
worry
that
about
you're
that.
not committed.
Sorry.
The fact that you put on 9 pounds before your pro day shows me you're not committed.
How did Richardson...
Or you were in court for 10
God,
days.
I don't. No, that's a lazy excuse. No, you don't gain 9 pounds.
You act like they're
Says the
not,
guy
you
that
act
shows
like
up
these
20
guys
minutes before
can't
the show.
lose 10 pounds. Look at Njoku. Njoku showed up overweight.
I get it, but
He's like 270 something pounds. You think that guy's not going to be in? It's March.
Wait,
Football doesn't
Njoku
start
showed
until
up overweight?
September. Oh yeah.
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 He said quote unquote he needed to stop lifting weights or something. No, dude, you need to be
do
on the
cardio.
push away diet.
So go do cardio.
No, it's not even
No,
cardio.
it's just what he was eating.
These guys are going to
Carbs.
start eating clean, right? And they're going to start running and doing agility drills and, doing cardiovascular lifting. And next thing you know, they're going to be shredded athletes ready to play. You think Jalen Carter isn't going to be ready to play come September?
I'm not saying that.
Because he put 9
That's
pounds
not what he
on?
said.
No, I
he's
didn't
just
say
saying
that.
he dropped his draft stock.
I didn't like that he showed up to
He
his
doesn't-
pro day that he picked to do because he didn't want to do. He
the
didn't do
combine.
He didn't want
Well,
to
he
do the
didn't. He didn't
combine.
choose not to do the combine. He
Well,
got
that's fine.
opted out by the courts.
Well, guess what? That's what happens when you're held accountable for what you did.
Yeah, he
And
made
then
a
he
mistake.
showed up overweight. I don't like that.
I mean,
That's
like
a bad
2
look.
people died.
Yeah, but
It's a bad
it's not
look.
like he killed him. He didn't
No,
kill
well,
them.
we're over that though. I'm talking about his pro day. He showed up overweight. That's a bad look because that shows that, hey, I'm not committed to this. Maybe I don't want to do football full time.
I mean, like two
Okay.
people died, so he might be like messed up.
And
Like,
that
could've
train
messed
of
him up.
thought is why a lot of teams get great value, like Laramie Tunsil. They get
I
great
like
value
it's
late in the
who
draft.
cares? I understand, but I'll take a guy. I'll take Laramie Tunsil 3 before I take
Like that
Jalen Carter.
that D tackle for the Titans. Remember that kid that fell?
Oh yeah,
He beat the shit out of his girlfriend.
Jeffrey
yeah.
Simmons.
Yep, that dude's a monster. Well,
Yep.
I mean, like literally.
But we talk about that. We
another
talk about
guy.
that all the time, though. We like killers
Yeah, we do.
on a football field. I
Ray
love
Lewis
killers.
is really,
I want a psychopath.
Ray Lewis was really good.
There was an ESPN
Ray
thing
Lewis
that
was a first round
saying
pick, bud.
Yes, he was.
that
I know he
saying
was.
If they want a
He was a
lineman,
stud.
they want one. Deion Sanders was saying if he for a quarterback he wants a nuclear family, so parents
Nuclear?
together.
He has a
same
hard time saying
household
nuclear.
unit.
Just like you do, Ryan.
50s.
Right.
Nuclear.
Yeah, that's what you want.
But
You ever see the
but
box?
If it's a lineman,
hold on.
specifically defensive lineman,
All right.
he wants a single parent
So let's-
household,
Since it-
with no father
That's-
figure because they are that much more
Emotional.
that much more ruthless.
And erratic.
Well, why did I tell you guys I wanted a Samoan? It's all about family and who they're around all the time. Those
So-
guys have huge values. So like when those guys go out there and put their life on the line half the time for
It's
their
the
teams.
tattoos and the skirts.
So
for
with
me.
us talking about Jalen Carter, you
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was
Go
gonna
off
say.
to our-
Are we
So
jumping into it?
let's jump into what Ryan doesn't want to do today.
You don't want to do it?
And talk about the interior D linemen. We have our rankings. We wanted to get this out of the way since we did this. It's been a week since we've done this.
I'm worried
Ryan-
about the rankings now.
Well-
that we had Anthony Richardson at 2.
Yeah,
So,
that
thi-
was a
so
couple
hold on,
weeks ago.
hold
That was a
on.
couple
This
weeks
is, but
ago,
again,
so-
this was the power rankings.
That was-
Anthony Richardson, everybody loves this kid, and his potential on
I
the
don't
field
care
is
about
almost
everybody. We're not
unsurpassable.
everybody.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
if
would
I
I'm
take-
talking the teams.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
not
care about
talking
the teams.
analysts. Yeah, you do care about the teams because the teams are going to pick. So when you're talking about a power ranking, they're going to pick a guy in the top 10.
That
you
doesn't
gotta,
mean that we should consider him being a number 2.
I'd take
because
him over
teams
Bryce
love
Young.
him.
Okay, so
Teams love
Take-
Jamarcus Russell.
take another player with his power, his athleticism, his arm, and his football IQ, and put him above him.
His football IQ. Have you watched the film on Anthony Richardson?
I said IQ. Whether his reaction times are the same as his IQ could be different. There's still IQ there.
I don't see
Just
it.
because you're a shitty driver doesn't mean you don't know all the rules of the road.
Oh, shots.
I don't know. They just kind of say, "Good luck, everyone else."
Hey, I didn't bring any nationality into this. I just
Listen.
said something.
I could have started clicking nails and talking to my cell phone too, but all right.
That's all I'm saying. So like, he's
not
up
racist.
there. He's up there.
But number 2.
Yeah, no.
So that's why I was saying, who is your guys' top 5?
Well, you know what? If they wanted to be here in the the 500 or on the 100 billboard, maybe that would have been different.
Hey, sorry, I have to work.
You were
And
on the phone when I
I
had
don't
this
re-
conversation.
I
and
don't
he was
remember,
2.
I don't remember
were.
Anthony
You
Richardson.
were driving, and
saying
it was in the
too.
snow.
Oh, that's right. I was driving in a blizzard on
There's
80.
been no blizzard in 2023.
There's been a
Now
couple
now you just look like you're lying.
It's been like one day.
Oh yeah,
one
I'm lying.
All right, so
Ew, I just heard everything go
sorry,
down
that
your
was
throat.
that was a
That's
pretty
what she
solid
said.
swallow. That was a pretty solid swallow. All right, so Wheels asked you a question. Who's your top 5? Who's your top 5 power ranking right now, Ryan?
You have to pay me for that.
Jesus
I'll
Christ.
pay you under the desk. Just tell us.
Let's talk about Gardner Minshew real quick.
Just give
We'll
you,
get
just
excited.
put your
We'll
sucker
get you
in your mouth.
excited again. Then
Now
we'll get
let's
the top
move
five.
on. We're not here for top 5. We're talking.
Well, he asked you a question. You
Defensive
can't just
tackles,
give me your
right?
top 5 really quick?
No.
Let's do mock draft.
Oh my God, it's like dealing with a freaking police officer.
It's like dealing with a
I plead the
5-year-old.
fifth. All right, so let's go D tackles. Obviously, our number one consensus for the show, I would have to imagine, would be Jalen Carter coming out of Georgia. Even though we had him drop in our power rankings, I still think he is the best value for any team that's going to get him. I think he drops out of the top 5.
Well, and also keep in mind,
Personally.
right? Keep in mind that Jalen Carter is strictly interior D in our mind.
Yeah, he's
so everybody we're talking about today is not
I don't think he's strictly
edge,
interior.
the end.
I don't think so either. He can play outside, but
Well, he can play all over the line, but like
he
his
is
main
viewed-
focus
yeah.
is interior D.
Yeah, he
Everybody sees him as an interior defensive lineman. They don't
I
see
don't
him
see
an
him
outside
that
guy.
way.
Oh my God!
You didn't look at him. Okay, let's keep moving on.
You don't see
Jalen
anybody
Carter-
apparently.
Absolutely, I looked at him. So if you're running a 4-3 defense,
Yeah, that's
he
different.
could play on the edge. He'd be a
Yes.
D end in that system. Now, if you're playing a 3-4 or maybe 4-3 nickel,
I don't know
You
if
can
he'll be
play
a
him
D end.
in a
He's
3-4. He would be a defensive tackle, which also plays on the like lined up over the gap between the tackle, the guard, or like right over the guard. Because your nose tackle, like a Michael
A-gap,
Pierce,
B-gap, yeah.
you're gonna have, or I'm trying to think of like Haloti Nada. See, that's kind of my comp for Jalen Carter is Haloti Nada.
What did
Very
you like-
versatile.
What did you like about Jalen Carter and what you watched about him?
His nastiness.
Okay, well,
he's
that's a
nasty.
broad statement. What
Nasty.
about his nastiness did you like? Did you like the way he read the plays? Did you like how he read our RPO? How he
Wait,
read a
what?
fake?
Huh?
He's asking, do you like the way that he read
what
the
do you
RPO?
like?
Did you like that he could cut off the
Yeah,
edge? Did you like
that
that
he
he
wasn't
splits
super
gaps?
aggressive. Did
What was
you like
your
that
what was
he-
your favorite
Like
thing?
when you watch the play, do you have a specific play that stands out there? Like, oh my God, he made that dude's mom regret having him.
I mean,
Does he
I
get
just
faked
remember
easily?
him.
is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I love
Is
the
he-
game. I love the
just
Ohio
got
State
that.
game.
Is he too aggressive? Does he get faked out?
hit that hole so hard?
Too aggressive?
Is he too aggressive to where
No.
he instantly runs
I
in?
mean, putting himself out of position.
Yes.
No,
Does he do
not
that
really.
a lot? Okay. So what did you like about him specifically?
I just told you.
I understand.
Dude's nasty.
Broad statement, lazy take. All right.
Give him the
Steve,
penis.
Steve, moving
Penis
on.
his face.
What did you like about
Okay,
Jalen
then,
Carter?
I want to
his
hear
swim
this.
move. I thought he is a very effective swim move. I like his hand placement overall. I think that he has
hands,
very
yes.
effective hand placement. He's
He's got
very
clubs.
He's good. He's good with his hands. He mauled the right guard at Tennessee that entire game, and they didn't help him out the entire game. Now the second quarter he wasn't winning half as much, but that first quarter he was daddy. And I think that they changed his nameplate on the back of his jersey, said daddy.
Yeah, he is a like
He's strong.
Ryan said.
He's nasty.
He's nasty.
He is.
He just
He does
pushes
have.
through.
You're absolutely right. He does have good hand.
Now
placement.
I will say
He
he
pushes
did.
through.
He's quick off the ball.
He did play outside that game, and he did not beat Darnell Wright.
No.
So Darnell Wright has now proved that he can beat Will Anderson
And Jalen Carter.
and Jalen Carter.
That's why we had him.
And this
so
dude
high.
is a second-round pick going out, and I think that he's just dirty.
He's a value
I
pick. He's a value pick.
love this dude. Late. I mean, whenever he
Darnell Wright, yeah.
What I
whenever
saw,
he goes, it's going to be too late.
So what I saw a lot, which, I mean, I'm not going to talk about the stuff that you already talked about, but
What about killing two people? We can talk about that one.
the stuff I really like
didn't
about
kill
Jalen Carter
anybody.
is he
wasn't even in the
opened
same
up
car.
he opened up holes for his linebackers to get in, to get inside.
Right,
inside
that was the
pocket.
joke
Yeah.
of regretting his mom to have him. He
Yeah,
hit
like,
the hole so
that's
hard.
exactly
Like
what
I heard that joke and I was like, that's hilarious.
He's got
I mean,
great block shedding.
I think so.
I mean, for having almost a 5-second 40 time, he's very fast off
He's
the ball.
way
and
faster
he's got
than his
good
40.
speed. I think that's a bad 40. I think obviously I think he's more of a
The
4.68,
40
4.7.
doesn't have anything to do with him getting off the ball.
I agree.
That's longevity speed. Yeah, it's.
I mean, you
that
could argue
has-
that's the 10-yard, or you
I
could
don't- I
argue
don't-
that's the
no.
3-cone.
I don't give a
tackles-
shit about defensive tackles and running a 40-yard.
I don't
D
either.
ends
That
are a little-
10-yard split would mean something.
Yes,
I
that's
agree.
where it's like
Three
DNs.
cone?
DNs are a 10-yard split.
The
That's what,
10-yard
God.
split is, I mean, semi on your 40
He's
yard.
dude. The guy has and he's quick. Okay, so
Yeah, that's
you
fair.
wanted more me to elaborate, right?
Yeah.
Very fast off the ball. He's got a hard punch.
Well, he asked you to
right?
explain.
He's got a hard punch. He gets inside the chest. He has a great rip move.
Yes.
Good swim move. He's got like that nastiness that you need out of an interior lineman.
He has NFL level technique.
Yeah, he is an NFL player day one. There's no doubt that you can put him in and he's going to perform, is what you're saying.
All right.
Go watch. Yeah, if you didn't watch that Ohio State game, go watch that Ohio State game.
Yeah, that's what I watched.
Let's go to another guy that we believe is strictly interior, and this guy is our number 2. And this is kind of like consensus. We all kind of have.
Do we all have Mozzie too?
Yeah, we all have
love
Mozzie too.
So
Mozzie Smith would be our number 2.
This dude's dirty.
Mozzie is a guy. He's a run stopper. From what I saw, he clogs the freaking hole or a lane, and he just gets there. He doesn't get fooled easily. He doesn't get out of position like Ryan was saying with some of these guys that you can see later on. I don't think a lot of the guys we're going to talk about.
I think he plays off the blocks well.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes,
Good
he
counter.
plays off. Thank you. He plays off the blocks very well.
Block shedding, A+.
He has a very high football IQ, and so with that, what I'm saying with the football IQ is, again, I'm going back to he doesn't get out of position. He doesn't put himself in a position that's going to hurt his team.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because you have him ranked very high, right?
Yep.
You have him at 2,
Yes.
and you're saying is that mid first? You meant?
Yeah, mid.
Okay.
Is he not your 2?
So you have him as mid first. Hold on. So this is a very important question that when you're grading these guys, you need to understand. Is he in every? So if you're drafting this dude at a mid first, you're saying he's an every down guy. He does not leave the field.
I don't think he will, no.
3 downs.
He's a 3 down,
Yes,
potential 4 down.
He's a 3
player.
down D tackle, yes.
So
Or
his
defensive
pass
line.
rushing is just as good, correct?
From what I see, it could. So
Because I have him more as a run stopper.
that's what I said. He is a run stopper,
Yeah.
but you can get away with in a 4-3 offense with having him in. I think for downs.
and passing downs and third down, you're 9 times out of 10 coming out in a nickel or a dime package.
But I think you're going to leave him there to get into the lane, to get inside. Personally, I think he can. You can scheme him to be an every down back. You can work on the pass protection with him. That's something you can work with.
Wait.
See, I have him as like a early day 2 pick, like a early second round.
Okay.
Mid-second
that's
round
where
guy.
I think. I mean, that's where I think he's going to go. Like that, or that's where a lot of people have
Just
him
because,
going, but
I think he
he's a
leaves the
mid-first.
field on second down.
I think he's got good value. I think he's not getting talked about a lot because of Jalen Carter and Brian Brees.
So, Steve, why do you like Mozzie? And why do you like him here?
So I like Mozzie because I watched the Ohio State game, and I saw him just whoop ass on the guards. I saw him beat Luke Whippler on a rep.
He gets smoked.
I saw him work outside. He gave Paris Johnson a run for his money, and on a rep. And Paris Johnson, we're told, is like almost a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
So I think that brings a lot of value to somebody who we're all saying is a run stopper, but can give
He can play on the
top 10 talent in the draft right now.
He can play on the outside when need be if he's asked to.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that's going to be prominent.
No, but if he needs to, you can set up for that.
I mean, him putting up 34 reps at the combine, I think that's big. We all know he's strong. I mean, that's 94th percentile. That's exceptional.
Is there anything you didn't like about him? Because I know he
needs to finish. He needs to finish the tackle and wrap up.
Okay. So
I think he can get there. He's very much so like it's like a Larry Ogunjobi. He's very good with his hands. He's very strong. He can get there, but he's got to finish.
So he doesn't play through the block. He's trying to get the guy down and move in.
I can argue he can get there. He's just got to finish.
Well, he's also here's some inconsistency.
And I would say that's going to be his wingspan.
There's also some
it's short arms. He short arms everything.
There's some inconsistency in his play too.
Aiden Hutchinson had short arms too.
Does he?
Yeah. So D lineman, it's not it's
So he
not
was like
it's not an
34
arm
and a
thing.
quarter.
I think Ryan and we had this conversation. I think I don't know.
mean
It was
anything.
like 4 months ago. We had this conversation. Ryan's like, for offensive line, it's a little different because your wrap up, you're like trying to hold these guys on the inside. For D line, you mostly play inside your body, so shorter arms means more strength and more grappling ability. So you can get these guys up underneath their pads and get them out of the way.
I would argue that's backwards.
No, well, I'm just because
O-line inside, D-line outside.
Also for a swim move, right? So when you go do your swim move and you come through, the longer your arm, the more you have a chance of getting caught too.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, if
So-
you club and rip, if you club and swim, I mean,
why.
I don't.
Look, long arms. It's nice to have, right?
Yeah.
Long
Well,
arms.
he
are
I
nice.
don't know
So
what
is-
she says about long arms.
He's also above the 50 percentile, so he doesn't have short arms. He has average arms.
well, average.
I mean, we all
So-
want to be like Inspector Gadget, but
I mean, like,
not everybody's blessed with
Stretch
long
arms.
arms.
And
Strong.
just side note, that arm span is supposed to be arm length.
Yeah, that is supposed to be arm length. Arm span.
Oh.
His arm span's like 78, I think, or 80.
Oh, well, I don't know. Because okay, so I misread that.
Yeah. Well, no, you didn't
His length
misread
would be
it.
just what arm span
When we
is.
were doing graphics yesterday, I forgot to adjust every span to a
Way
length.
to go.
So edit that one today. Hey guys, all arm spans is arm length.
All right.
So
I mean,
sorry about that.
I like him. I like him late first. I think he can do it. And some guys might look at him as a better, maybe team player than Jalen Carter. And I think that is a little debatable. But
Well,
I mean,
and there
he doesn't
are
have the
guys-
off-field issues.
It's another
He-
name. Do you think it's a name thing? Like we kind of come
No,
up
I think
every now and
Jalen
again?
Carter is that.
I think
is
your
that guy.
name
Yeah,
thing has got to stop
No,
because
yeah.
your name thing is a school thing, not a name thing.
No, it's a name
No
thing.
one knows your name, like if you're out of Kentucky U. They know your name if you're out of actual big name schools. So it's a school thing.
Cincinnati's a
Tank
big
Dell
name
in
school.
Houston.
Nobody, but you guys didn't know Tank Dell.
Cincinnati's a big name school.
The name Tank Dell.
But it's Nathaniel Dell.
It is, but he goes by Tank.
Everybody's calling
Everybody
him
knows
Tank.
him.
Just like Sauce.
Tank.
He changed his name to Sauce.
Right, but my point is he's going to the NFL, then he'll be known as Tank Dell. Prior to this season, he was not known as Tank until they started nicknaming
No,
him
but I'm
Tank.
saying Sauce was. Sauce was known.
That's not
Cincinnati's
true.
not
That's
a big
not true.
school at all.
He's been
It's
known
not
as
even
Tank
close.
since like
So-
Pee Wee football.
I argue it's your name going
What
in.
is our consensus three? Do we have Brian Breesy or Brian Brees, whatever the hell his name is?
Brian Brissy.
Breesy
Shit.
out of Clemson.
I have Brian Brissy at 3. I think Steve
I
also
did-
has
I
it.
did
He has.
too.
He does too. Steve also has Brian Brissy at 2.
Do you want to talk
at
about
3.
him a little bit, KJ? Brian Breesy?
I mean, I got my pros and cons up there. He's capable of playing all over the line, disrupts passing lanes, and has great eyesight, elite strength, and balance. His issues right there, and this is a big issue. The ACL injury.
Yes.
It's not knowing whether he's going to come back at the same level, and he struggles with pad levels still.
Yeah, soft tissue injuries are a.
That's the one
very
thing I did notice with him was I felt like he stood.
He's not. He doesn't have much of
Well,
a
he's-
bounce to him.
He's
it seems
6'5".
like.
Yeah, like I felt like
He's
instead
stiff.
of getting engaged at a low pad level, like you were saying, he kind of stands up a lot.
Yeah, he's 6'6",
Straight
or
up.
6'5", whatever it is.
And you can say it's height all you want. I mean, there's guys that are 6'8" that
Oh,
play,
no, I'm
and
just-
they have
yeah.
low pad levels too.
No, it's harder to have a lower
Yeah.
pad level at that height
Yeah.
because it's a back thing and it's a knee bending thing. And now that he has an ACL injury and he already struggles with pad level, does that mean he's going to be upright more often? Mm-hmm. That's a worry. So I have him up here. I personally, would have Cansey above Brissy because I like Kalijah Cansey way better. But I think based on Brissy's production in college, I think he's touted a little
Where's
higher.
Murphy at?
So that was the thing. Miles Murphy, we see more as an edge.
He's
Miles
an edge.
Murphy-
Miles
more of
Murphy
an
would be
edge.
above Mozzie Smith for all of us.
Yeah. So the way we viewed
You could
some of-
argue Miles Murphy's
I would-
above Carter in,
Yes.
in certain reps.
There actually
Yes, he
are
is.
people that have Miles
just-
Murphy
I
going
thought-
before
I said you
Carter.
could argue, not saying that I do, because I like Carter.
No,
I like
I
Carter's
do.
talent a lot. but
Miles
I
Murphy
like Miles
just-
Murphy.
Miles Murphy's my number one. if
So
we're gonna talk about
Miles
that.
Murphy is, we see Miles Murphy more as an edge.
You have Murphy over
I
Anderson.
see him more as a defensive end.
Actually, sorry.
Right.
Tyree
Well,
Wilson's
so
my
D
number
ends
one.
and edges are we're going
Out
to
of
talk about on the
Texas
same
Tech.
day.
That'll be a good conversation.
So
right there.
outside linebackers, D end and edge is going
See,
to
like
be a
okay,
one-day
for
conversation.
an
edge.
example, Miles Murphy would be like a Matthew Judon. Type of player.
I love that comp.
That's a good comp.
Well, but we're talking about Brissy right now.
So,
I love Miles Murphy.
So with Brissy,
I always draft when I'm doing my mocks. That guy always goes in my top
Yeah.
like 8.
Yeah, he's top 10. this
He's a
year. I would almost
stud.
agree.
Brissy reads the draw and lateral plays from the running game very well. He's another guy with good speed that can also be a run stopper, but you can also kind of put on the outside, which they did
So-
with Miles Murphy. They put him on the opposite side with him,
I don't
or on the same side inside with Miles Murphy.
No?
I don't really like Brian Breesy. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you know,
He just
Do
doesn't.
you think it's the school thing?
No, I just think it's a.
Wait, hold on. I missed that. I'm sorry.
He just
No, I'm just-
something
I'm
about him.
pissed off KJ.
He just doesn't have that sexy wow factor.
So he's unpolished.
Yeah, like no.
Brissy?
He understands the game. He understands it. Like, he's just the kind of guy that's going to go out there
and do his job.
And do his job. And
he's not going to make a big ruckus. He's not going to explode.
Yeah, he's not going to take chances. You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to take a chance in the NFL. Like, look at Trayvon Diggs. Like, he takes chances
Which is why I like Kalijah
Different
Kancey.
position, I know, but it was an example.
I think it's a good example because...
So you're saying Brissett doesn't take chances?
No, I think he...
Because that's funny, because I actually have that. He doesn't. So he, I noticed...
He's a textbook...
He engages with guys, but he watches the play, and then he'll throw his guy.
Well,
but typically, he misses out.
Yeah,
he's just holding up a blocker. That's it. He's not
and he
going
tries
anywhere.
to swat down the ball.
Yeah.
If you watch a lot of his tape, he goes up and tries to swat the ball every time.
Yeah, he does.
He's too worried about
Nothing wrong
watching
with
the
that.
quarterback, which I like.
Because you know what's funny?
But he's a textbook D tackle.
He's a defensive, like borderline nose tackle, right? Because he clogs lanes.
Yep,
and that's what he's really good at. He's a lane clogger. There's nothing wrong with that.
What were you
Teams
saying?
love that.
Teams do love that. I think
why
he can.
He fits. He's like. He would be like what the Browns need up the middle.
Yeah.
6'6".
If he fell to 30,
we're not after Tomlinson.
Is that right? 6'6", 298. So
no, he's 6'5". He's
6'5".
6'5".
Sorry.
His combine measurement 6'5".
So 6'5", 300 pounds, right? That's a man.
That's a big boy.
He's Jordan Davis size.
I'd rather have Siaki.
Jordan Davis is much
I thought he was
bigger.
6'6".
You would rather have
350.
Siaki.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, we have
Davis.
Tomlinson.
Is there a guy
already
you
have
like that we didn't talk about yet? That
What's
you would
that?
take over Brissett?
Remember? Hey, wait. Do you remember that McCullens kid that the Steelers drafted? He was like 6'9", like 380.
Well, in like 2012 or something.
It was like 4 years ago, I think. Yeah, that guy was a mountain of a,
Yeah,
of a human.
Teams
He ended up
love
sucking
taking.
those.
There's somebody in this draft that's 6'8", 330.
That's
All right, let's move on. I'm sorry.
What? No, did you hear me, Ryan?
Yeah.
There's somebody in this draft that's 6'8", 330.
Okay.
Who's that?
I can't think of his name.
Is it a Debo Ward? No.
I don't know. I'm not sold on Brissett personally. I like his talent.
Why? So I have a question. Why do we have him at 3? I think we should move him.
I like him better than everybody else.
You like him better than Kalijah?
I would move Kalijah
I like him.
up.
I would not. Kalijah's too small.
Let's put a
Kalijah's too small.
Yeah, but Kalijah reminds me of a linebacker who has the strength to play D tackle.
Well, yeah, but he's not
that's
playing
small
linebacker.
as a D line, and we have him ranked as a D line.
But he's
small.
a gadget guy, so he can play all around the.
You know what?
defensive
Sometimes
line
it's not
personally.
sometimes it's not
everything.
Sometimes it's not an
size is
issue.
not everything.
Sometimes it's not an issue to be small because you can get under the block.
All right,
You
so
can
I
sneak through the
don't
hole.
disagree,
You can
right?
sneak through the lane.
But then, like he gets bullied by O linemen.
Because he's
I mean,
smaller.
like just exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At 6'1", 280, I would have concerns about him adapting. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
I apologize. But I agree with you. I would have serious concerns about him adapting to the NFL.
So would you put him more as a middle linebacker and just keep?
Yeah,
him?
I would.
Okay, so that's where we view him.
Not really as a middle. I mean,
He's
280.
too slow. He's too slow and too
what
big
was
for
it?
that.
What was that? Can you bring up his 40 again, John?
So-
4'6'7".
You say he fits
it was
better in a
6'7".
4-3.
What'd you say it was?
4'6'7".
4'6'7". So that's super good for a D lineman.
Yeah, that is.
But like you could argue, like,
You know
hey
how
man,
hard that is,
Still a
though.
little
hey
small
man,
for DN.
can you cut 30 pounds and we can put you as a rusher,
No
as
chance.
an outside linebacker?
No,
I don't
no.
think he does that.
You don't. Yeah, no. If
So-
you're doing that, you're not.
But I
You're not
think that-
drafting.
I
him
think,
high.
funny
I
that
think
you-
that's his best shot.
It's funny you say that. He's a prototypical outside linebacker or edge.
So
build.
is there a team that he would fit on
just-
right now,
I-
if you could think of that could draft him?
But he doesn't have the smarts on the.
because of the way he is
IQ.
framed. Is there?
I'm not high on this kid.
Okay.
I don't like
define not high, like not high as in
Like,
like
fourth round
like
pick,
like, like
or-
day 3 guy.
because there's still a little
No,
bit of
it's
talent there.
This is where Ryan says that these
like
are the
like a early third round.
yeah
like
these are the
second
guys
round
that
pick.
if I had to rank them would be
okay.
out of position.
So he fits better in a 4-3.
See, now
what
I
you're
agree
saying.
with that. I don't think
Kind
he's
of.
not going to be a D tackle. I don't.
He's small, dude. Like he's not like.
he's strong.
Okay, that's great, right? But you're going against big boys.
I
now in the
agree.
NFL.
It's NFL sized talent. You got to be cautious of that.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
You
like,
have to.
Look at Jordan.
6'1", 280.
I mean, Mozzie is.
You better be
6'3",
pushing
323.
225 40-something times.
Actually, he did.
Mozzie,
He had
Mozzie's
a
40
good
pounds
combine where
heavier
the-
than
I
him.
didn't see what he did in the combine.
I
John,
think he did. I think Kalijah was like.
bring him up real quick. Bring
Yeah, I
him
think
up.
he had the-
I don't have
I
that
think
up
he
there.
lifts so many things.
No, you're fine. You can't.
I
do
think
that. That's okay.
Kalijah Kancey did push 225 like a bunch at the combine.
I mean,
you have
like-
that up there, right?
Like some
Oh,
of his
the weight.
some
Well,
of Kansas-
NFL Combine, click on 225, and then you type in Kalijah Cansey or bench press, and you type in Kalijah.
just bring up Draft Buzz real quick. Cansey.
They don't have it in there.
They don't have the reps in there?
No.
Well, then they don't.
put reps in there.
Yes, they do.
They might have his reps.
That's why I got Brissy. That's why he only put up 22. He did not have a good.
Brissy.
No, he
not
didn't.
have-
He didn't do any.
bench. So Kalijah
he
didn't bench.
He did
yeah.
a 1.64,
I wonder why he didn't bench.
I wonder why.
10-yard split.
Look, here's my thing. Like if I'm here, I'm in the middle of the second round, right? And I need a defender, and Kalijah's there, and I'm asking myself, at 6'1", 280, you're smaller than most outside linebackers.
You know what? I would
Right,
take.
but
I would take
you do-
Ika before
hey,
Cansey.
You do.
I know. I said
There's
that.
a
Yeah,
lot
you
of
did.
players that I like over Kalijah Cansey. I question it's obviously I question his size,
I didn't rank these right.
his ability. However, he does have a low pad level, which
Yes,
if
he does.
If he can get low enough, if he can play low
Well,
enough,
that's his best part of his game. That's
then
his pad level.
And so,
Yeah.
in my opinion, then you cannot play him on the interior part of the line. He has to play on the edges. Of the
I don't
defensive line.
disagree. And he's quick off the
has
ball
to.
too. Yeah.
So is
Because-
Ryan? Is he better in a 4-3 than a 3-4? Then
That's
I
what I
would
was saying, yeah.
definitely. He cannot play in a 3-4. If
he-
he plays in a 3-4, he has to be standing on the outside edge, and I would not like him.
He's quick enough to stunt effectively on the inside too. So like
he's a 4-3 strictly guy.
Yes.
yeah.
That's why I was
4-3.
asking him if there's a
Correct.
certain team that you
Right.
think he would fit on right
Seattle.
now. Okay.
Teams like that, I know for a fact, run 4-3s.
And
Arizona.
Seattle could take him in the second round
They could take him at 20.
because I think they have
Arizona.
I don't
There's
think
another
they're gonna
team
take-
that runs
I
a
think he-
4-3.
I don't think he takes
Teams that run
They could
nickels.
see it,
I
though.
got him as a second round pick personally, but
Yeah,
So-
I'm not high on him. I would.
Interesting.
I'm
All right,
pretty late.
so
we wanna move
let's
him down, then?
no, we'll talk about that later.
yeah, we should move.
With-
on.
So let's talk about Jacqueline Roy, Madam Jackie.
Madam Jackie.
You know what?
Do we all have
Jake
him as-
Quellen.
it's
It's
Jake
Jake
Quellen.
Do we all have him
Jacqueline.
at 4?
No, I have.
Is it Jake
Ika.
Quellen?
Yeah.
See, I should
sure,
move. I
Jake
should have.
I have
Ika up.
Ika at 4.
I don't-
I apologize.
Now I got to look through it. So I got to see what. There's got to be something I hated about Ika. Oh yeah,
He's
that,
slow.
that one play.
Yeah.
No. He's not even that slow.
I love
Talking about when he
Ika,
got
but it's
thrown
all right.
down,
Johnny,
like he
Jacqueline
was
Roy,
piece of
Jake
paper.
Quellen. Sorry, Jake Quellen Roy. What are his positives for you, Steve? What do you got?
I like his swim move. I think he's very effective with the swim move. He's got a big enough body to warrant a double team in the middle. I think personally, if he can work on his agility, he can do some serious damage in the NFL. He's got to be quicker off the ball. He has an effective power rush when he can get his hands inside too. If he starts winning a rep, he's gonna win. Is something that I noticed. But that's kind of all he's got is a little swim move and a power rush.
I was going to say, because one of the negatives that I had on him was he struggles getting off the block.
Yeah, he's got to add to his repertoire.
Yep, he's got like 2 moves. Like you just said, his swim move and a
And a
press.
power rush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Well, I mean,
said.
most interior defensive linemen are only going to have about 2 moves.
Well, you should be able to stun.
You're either
Yeah,
bull,
I mean, you
you
should
either
be able to
bull
stun.
rush or you have a nice arm swim move.
Well, you should be able to stunt.
Well, that's what he
This
is.
is-
But I mean, I
Yeah,
still
I mean,
think he's gonna be
stunting
a third
isn't a
round pick at
move.
best, though.
Yes, it is. That's a sidestep. That's your agility.
No. You're literally having a nose tackle crash and you're coming up behind him.
But you have to be able to sidestep.
Okay, most of these, you're telling me these guys at this level don't have a sidestep?
This gentleman does not have a sidestep.
No chance.
I did not.
Did you watch him?
I did not witness him having a sidestep. I didn't see any like, good stunt plays
way.
personally, but I don't.
Then he wouldn't even be considered being drafted if this guy
he's-
can't move on a stunt.
He's another guy that makes it hard
School.
for the offensive line and the running
Right?
back to
School.
push laterally up the field.
I will say he's a force in the middle. He's gonna get a double team.
That's what I'm saying. He's definitely going to draw a double team, which can help you on the rest of the the rest of the defensive line getting in.
And I'm pretty sure he's
another-
capable of clogging the holes too on the double team. Like he can hold up
Yes.
both guys. I'm pretty sure
That's,
from what I
that's
saw.
exactly what I have.
So what
So-
round are we talking with this guy then?
I have him in the third.
I have him in the third too.
Yeah, Jake Quellen I think is third, late second,
I like his
at
size though.
best. Depending on who goes in the first, late second.
Late
But
second.
yeah, well, to me personally, the next guy I have probably is strictly interior day would be my 4th guy, and that's Siaki Ika. I would
I
love
like
for the
Ika.
Browns to get Siaki Ika.
It's not gonna
I think when you think of this guy, we don't have his height and weight in there, bro. I think
6'2", 335.
yeah, he's a big boy.
You said 335?
335.
Yep.
God, dude, he's stocky.
Yeah, he is. Now,
But he's quick. He's got good footwork and good agility.
what's funny is his 40 time was bad.
He plays
It's
like
like a
a
five-
nose tackle.
5.39,
Yeah,
5.39 40.
That's
So it's
okay.
not. It is.
I don't care
It
about
is exactly
He is a nose tackle.
because he's quick off the ball. He's very quick off the ball. He's got a very effective bull rush. He plugs holes and he penetrates real well. Real well. Rear. My one con that I lost. I mean, I watched this and I was like, all right, this is bad. A running back, literally 100 pounds smaller than this dude, ran up on him, head on collision, got away from him. Like, bro, you can't do that.
Straight line speed.
You cannot do that.
He bounced off.
No. Like
He bounced
at the
off.
line, he bounced right off him, smoked him. I'm like, you can't. That.
Oh, I think I
misses
have
too
that as
many
his
tackles.
negatives. He struggles wrapping up.
Yes, he misses too many tackles.
That I do have that, but I think that's teachable.
But that's what Ogunjobi was with the
Yeah.
Browns. He could not finish tackles.
Yeah.
He penetrated fine, but he couldn't finish plays.
Towards the end, when they got rid of him for good value, he started to do that. He started to wrap up well. How do you feel about him, Wheels? Siaki Ika.
He just got off mic. Hold on.
So with Siaki Ika, he plays more like a textbook nose tackle because from what I see, he's another guy that can just take the double team and he can push through it, and he doesn't allow many from what Steve said, I did not watch that play or that game. I didn't see that, so I'm not sure what game he watched. But we don't watch the same film a lot of the time. But he's able to wrap up the guy and get him to just stop him instantly. He's a big man and just fills the
He's a
hole.
big body. He's
another guy who just, like I said, there's not much more that I can say about him that we haven't already, so it's kind of hard.
All right.
So what I didn't like about him is some of his footwork. He seems, off and on, he seems to stop moving his feet. He gets a little bit
He doesn't
stale.
finish the play.
And he gets a little bit stale, and he starts watching the quarterback a little bit too much. And I think that's where he kind of loses himself, and I think that's why he's dropping down a little bit on some of the boards, is because I think he's not aggressive enough at times because he doesn't like to go out and do something. I should say off kilter.
Gotcha.
He likes to play more textbook. All right, this is what I am. This is what I'm gonna do.
Well, and I think
Which isn't a bad thing,
Yeah.
because with some of these guys, you like someone that's going to be a textbook. All right, this is what you're going to do. You're not going to sit there and go off script.
I think also to keep in mind, you go ahead, Wheels. I think to keep in mind, a lot of these defensive linemen, we have to understand that they're there to fill a role, and the ones that are explosive are the ones that kind of are outside the box. The ones that just fill their role and you don't hear their names much are doing their jobs. And I think there are a few guys in these top 10 that I think are just role fillers. They do their job. They hold the position down so everybody, like
Take
a nose
up double
tackle,
teams.
take up double teams. They do what they need to do to make sure that the rest of the line can do their job, which is that Ogunjobi conversation, right? Ogunjobi was not a failure at his position.
No,
he was more or less the guy that you knew would go out there, do his job, and everybody else could produce. And I think that was the year Myles Garrett had, 19 sacks?
You ever see Ogunjobi in person?
No.
Dude is like 300 plus pounds, and he's just all man. He's just an absolute spectacle. It is.
shines?
He's a shorter Miles. He's just a cut, just animal.
All right.
I saw him at a Cavs game, and he just walking around just like a mountain. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck?
So our next guy would be Jervon Dexter, senior.
I don't like this one either. I don't even know. You know what?
Where's Carl Brooks?
Again, DN.
Bro, I didn't even watch him.
DN. Jervon Dexter. He's capable of playing a 3-4 with endurance to stay on the field. This is one of your three down guys.
Did you watch this guy? Did you watch Dexter?
No.
No, you didn't. Okay.
So this is one of your guys that can
He's
actually
young,
be
though.
on the field for 3 down.
He is young. I'm gonna give you a little inside baseball on this guy.
Go ahead.
So, he excelled.
In 3 years, he only had 5 sacks.
There's a lot of guys that
Yeah.
Click.
Well, because a lot of them.
a lot of interior D line does not have a lot of sacks.
What's that tell you?
They're guys that just play the position.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. They're not disruptors. When we're talking strictly interior Ds, I don't think a lot of these guys are disruptors. And their tackles for loss is another thing.
For
Like
me, at 6'4", 303, Carl Brooks can play interior line.
we have Carl Brooks, I just don't have him in these rankings because it's interior D line.
He can play. He can play on the edge. He can,
Right.
But I think a lot of teams are. He can play like every single down. That guy's progressed every single year
Talking to the front of your mic, not the top of your mic.
at Bowling Green. I'm sorry.
But you could just lift your mic up.
He's
If you
waiting on
lift
Wheels
your
come
mic
back.
I'm happy somebody likes Carl Brooks besides me because I was talking about him in chat.
I mean,
But the only reason I don't have him is at D tackles because he was schemed a lot on the outside, and I view him more of an edge. But I think he can.
But he can play.
Who is
He
this
can
guy?
play on the inside.
You know
Yeah,
what?
he can. He definitely can play.
He's a guy for me that's not going to lead the field.
No, he's a 3-down back.
All right.
So opposite of
Okay.
Mozzie is what you think.
Yes.
He's on the field no matter what.
He's progressed every single
Yeah,
year.
I didn't put him on
eight
here.
sacks in 2021, and then
Oh,
he
he
had
goes to Bowling
12.
Green. That's why I don't know who he is.
I talked about him
Every
in chat.
single
You said-
year he's gotten
yeah.
better.
Then I was
I
high
like
on
this
him.
kid.
I do too, but the reason with the D lineman is we did strictly D tackles, and he's not viewed strictly as a D tackle.
Yeah, we didn't pick guys.
just for
And Jalen
chat.
Carter, I wouldn't even have put
Oh,
in this
shit.
list.
6'4",
but
303?
he is a D line.
So just for chat, we just did
All right,
D
so
lineman.
let's go back to
Not
Dexter.
edge.
If we get through this, guys, we
We can talk about
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
guys. You just gotta let me get through it.
So you know why I like Dexter he's a role guy, like what you were saying. He uses his size to move O-linemen. 6'5", 310. That's a big boy. That's a mountain. His second effort, if he loses a rep is high. He doesn't just give up, right? He's
It's
got
one of those guys that plays to the whistle.
to me, that's a big plus. He doesn't quit. I like his bull rush, but I think his biggest attribute is he benefited from Brenton Cox Jr. playing on his side. And Brenton Cox Jr., if you don't know who he is, go watch his tape.
He's coming out next year, right?
No.
he's
Cox
a
Jr. is
DA.
coming out this year. He is a flipping monster.
No, I think he's coming out next.
He's coming out this
He's
year.
coming out this year.
Is he?
Me and Steve are both very high on him.
I really like this
All
kid.
right.
I mean, so Dexter, he put up 22 bench reps. That's not good for his size. He's got to get stronger.
You know what's funny?
And he's
Nobody,
slow off the snap.
nobody
How long
in
is
this,
how long are his arms?
nobody
I
in
don't
this
know.
draft
That has a lot to do with light
reps.
bench press.
Yeah, nobody in this draft, to be honest, are really good at bench.
32 and a quarter.
Yeah, and that's
what's the-
average. That's average.
It's average. He should. Yeah, you should be putting up more.
Anything over 30 is good. Great.
No, yeah.
20
bench press.
Wonderful.
The high was 46.
That's big.
Now we all know that from 35 to
22.
46 is
He
a
had
big
22,
difference.
Yeah.
So
Hey, when I
But-
was really, really like into lifting, I was putting up 225 about 25 times. But
let's see.
I'm only what?
All right,
I'm like 5'11".
So let's go to the next guy.
I mean, these guys that work out.
They work
I
out day in and day out twice a day.
Yeah,
I agree.
question his. How much time are you spending in the gym?
Not
Are you
enough.
working?
I think this dude should work on his footwork.
Is he a raw talent?
Jervon's a little more raw than I think the other guys we've talked about, but I don't think
I think so too.
I don't think he's completely raw.
Okay.
I do think that
I mean, he
his
looks
size.
like a big boy.
He's a big.
He's a big boy.
6'5", 310. I feel
That's-
like 22 is
He looks like a murderer.
that sucks.
Jesus Christ! You can't.
And actually,
say that.
Ryan, according to that, he has short arms.
He should have went to Miami. Then.
That's what I'm saying. 32 and a quarter. I think my
No.
arms are like 32 inch.
Hernandez went to Florida. Don't get it
I will
twisted.
say that is actually
I
my
forgot about
biggest
that.
con for him was he struggled against cut blocks.
And he's 310.
He gets he
I
gets
feel
beat
like you should
inside.
have a big chest,
Yep.
man.
He
All
gets
right,
beat
so
inside.
Keanu Benton.
Keanu.
Let's go
Keanu
talk about
Reeves?
Keanu.
This dude is just pure power.
Is this guy the Matrix?
This guy, when you ask raw talent, like this guy is raw.
Yeah. But he has the ability. He has the ability, in my eyes, to be a top guy. He has
Really?
the talent. He has the measurables.
Where is he at in your list? In your 1 to and your 10? Is he
7.
He's 7?
Yeah, you and him had Dexter switched.
I like
That's
Keanu
fair,
Benton.
but I don't like. I don't know.
He's the physical run stopper. The dude loves contact. He's not afraid of it. He just gets in there and he does whatever he can to stop it. He pushes through his guy. He doesn't stop moving his feet. He doesn't let a offensive lineman or running back to slip inside. He's very strong, but again, he's raw, so he's a little
I
unpolished.
think KJ sat there. He's like, look at his picture. He's like, he just looks like an NFL player.
I did. I
Look
said
at
that.
his smile.
He did.
He does.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
He looks like he
man.
goes
It
to
looks like Barry
Wisconsin.
Sanders a little bit, doesn't it?
He kind of looks like Showtime.
It's the ears.
Or
That's
the,
why. It's
Yeah,
his
he
ears.
looks like-
last name.
And he
That's
looks-
racist.
Why is that racist? He looks like what?
He's not fast.
I look like a potato.
He is
that
not
racist?
fast.
No.
You know who he
is
looks like? He looks like
is
a politician.
He is a
Oh
power.
yeah, future politician.
No,
D
what's his
tackle.
name out of Georgia?
The politician.
This is another guy I don't view him as an
Ex-football
every
player?
down back.
That ran for office?
Was that?
Marshall Walker.
Yeah.
Marshall Walker.
Herschel.
This-
Herschel Walker. Why
This-
did Marshall Falk? Herschel
Yeah,
Walker.
This is another guy I don't view as an every down back. or an every down.
You like him every play?
No, I don't like him. Every
Okay.
play.
You don't, because he gets I'm just looking at this, and he has a very high pass rush grade.
He has a high pass rush grade, but not in the games that I watched with him. He did not look the
85%.
85% win rate?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Where'd you find that at?
Yeah.
Draft
That's
buzz.
right on Draft Buzz.
But
That's funny.
His run defense is 64.
I only take certain. I can look at that on NFL Draft Buzz and whatever.
I mean, come
It
on.
does.
That's
It's
you
the
know,
smile on the cheeks.
People can't
Listen.
see it. I can't.
You know,
They
you
look
don't.
nothing
we don't
alike.
like.
Listen,
They don't. They don't.
They look
It's the,
nothing
it's
alike.
The ears.
oh, come on.
It's the ears.
No,
I-
they
I'd say
look
the
nothing
cheeks with
alike
Barry.
either here. No, what are we doing
The
to
ears
this
with
guy?
the
No,
Nobody else can see that, guys.
You
Nobody
can't.
else can
You
see
can't.
that. So you don't have to
Yeah,
respond
take it off,
to
take it
it.
off.
You don't have to respond to it.
Anyway, he looks just like him. Anyway.
So I like Keanu. I think Keanu can be a steal.
Did anybody have
can.
anything they really like? Anything that truly stands out?
He has a high motor.
Yeah, I would say
High motor, okay.
athleticism
Yeah,
and
he's
drive.
just-
All right.
He's a little unpolished. He needs to go to the right system. And
What's I told you, he's raw. He's raw.
He's raw.
he would fit in better with a system that already has, I mean, the Eagles. He'd fit good with the Eagles.
Yeah,
He'd
I
go
just
with
hate. I
Fletcher
hate saying
Cox.
everybody fits good with the Eagles because,
But
to be
he-
honest, you can
Well,
sit
they
back
won a-
for a
they
year
won
and
a
watch.
4-3.
He needs to go to a team that already has a good D tackle that can take him under his
They have
wing
2 good D tackles.
and teach him, polish him up. He's not going to be a starter.
You know
day
where I'd like a
one.
guy like this? It would be the Patriots.
Yes.
It's another good team.
Getting coached up a little bit. I also think his drive is so good he could help
By the best defensive coordinator in the league.
This is a
plays
guy
to the whistle
I'd like to see
every
go to the
play.
Patriots.
The dude
Bill
is-
Belichick.
He's got a huge.
What did he say?
This dude
what did he
loves-
say?
What
He
did he
loves
say?
football. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that.
Let's
he
go
is
to
gonna do
another.
whatever he
Let's go
can.
to the next guy because I think Steve's a little higher on this guy. This would be Zach Pickens.
Not really.
I don't even have him.
Well, you have him a little higher.
I have
so-
Pickens after Benton.
No, I'm saying in your rank.
This guy looks like
I
a
have
party.
Benton at 8, Pickens at 9.
What does he look
I got
like?
Pickens
Ryan?
at 9.
He looks like
I
he
don't
has
know.
good times
Yeah.
at parties.
What is South
Yeah, he does. He
Carolina?
looks. Yeah, he does.
He looks like
Listen.
DK with not a DK
He's
build.
got the frosted tips going. He looks like the kind of guy that drinks like Zimas and
I mean-
listens to Backstreet Boys.
His hair does look fake in that picture.
It does look fake. Looks like a spider took a shit.
What?
Damn. All right, so what did
you-
you like?
you mean a
I don't
spider
even.
got
I
shit
even
on?
have him in my top 10. So what stuck out?
I like this hand fighting. I watched a rep. He slapped a hand. Before the old lineman could get out there, he was good. Well, that's part of it though. It's hand fighting. That's part of it.
Interior D is for
It's how you
sure.
can get an edge on a guy.
So he was able to come up and he slapped, and then he got a solid punch in and a good swim, and I mean that resulted in a high quality QB pressure
So
and a bad
you
play.
go way more in depth than I did about these D tackles, but you
that's
played
fine.
D tackle, didn't you?
I
So you-
played
so
everywhere except for like tight end, receiver, corner, and safety.
You seem to really.
So I have
fall
some
in
experience
love-
personally.
Yeah, you really seem to fall in love with a lot of these guys. with
I
the hand
don't
fighting
love this dude, right? Because he's got a bad habit. He stands straight up like a flipping moron. And he just gets blown up. It was dreadful. It was actually really, really hard to watch those reps. But then he flashes with that, and it's like you put it all together, and you were there.
So it's another guy that's a little unpolished. He needs to
Yeah,
go.
he needs to not be lazy.
Well,
Don't be lazy.
his thing. So the one thing I liked about him is he's capable of tackling.
Yes.
He's impressive with tackling.
I said he's got talent, but he needs work.
And then I think his skill set currently is nose tackle. Like he's good at solidifying the edge
So
of that
4-3.
D line. Yeah, another 4-3 kind of guy.
Which is weird.
How big
because
is he?
A lot of
6'3", 291.
a lot of the teams nowadays are
small
all
to be a nose
switching to
tackle.
3-4.
I agree.
Well, but again, the NFL, you're going to do certain things, and you probably be around 305 for this guy.
Yeah.
And I think he stays around 6'3".
14
I don't think he's
pounds.
going to grow.
I mean,
He's 23. He's old too. So
I don't know. With that hair, he could grow a few inches.
Jesus
might
Christ.
depends on
Or,
the helmet.
or lose a few inches if you
So let's
shave.
go to I think this is Wheels' guy. And it is it Keandre Kobe? No, you have Kobe Turner. Kobe
Turner.
Yeah. So you got Kobe Turner.
Oh,
in your
that's
top
right.
10.
I didn't watch him. You told me to. I didn't watch him. All right, what'd you like?
He's another unpolished. He's a run stopper. He has the ability to do great I can't think of it. He has the ability to be a great pass
Pass
defender. Sorry.
He's great. He has great leverage at the attack.
Yes.
He can get off the line really quick. His issue, I think, it was some inconsistency with getting off the line,
Yeah,
off the ball.
he seems to get his timing isn't the greatest getting
Right.
off the ball,
And
and that's what gets him in trouble, and that's why I have him lower on our top 10
Right,
list, is
right.
because I don't like that he's not working that out. I mean, Wake Forest, whatever, SEC. You should be getting off the line every play. You should not be behind almost every single play.
And he has a habit of using his speed to try to pursue over his actual strength.
And he overplays.
So he overplays sometimes.
He gets too aggressive sometimes. I like my guys to be aggressive, especially on the D tackle side, but he gets too aggressive where he leaves one of his guys out to dry.
And he can leave a gap sometimes.
Yeah, and that
which is
allows
not
somebody
good
to
in
slip
some
through.
teams. But he is raw. He does have the athletic ability and stuff. Let's go to Steve's next guy. I know you're watching some shit, but let's go to Steve's next guy. Let's go to Coburn. I think this is our last guy. Yeah, this is our last guy.
Yeah.
So
6'1", 332. I mean, I don't know. He's just kind of got that. Look at that little face. His 40 sucked. He's gonna be 23 by the time the season starts.
But he loves the
I don't know about that, dude.
What?
At 6'1", 330, guy ran a 5.22.
I mean, it's bad statistically.
Could you imagine him running a 5.2 at you at that size?
I don't know. I mean, I don't.
That would hurt.
It would hurt. It wouldn't feel great.
It would feel like a semi
It's
coming
like
at
Eddie
you.
Lacy.
I mean, yeah. So like, he's got an effective bull rush, but
Eddie Lacy,
he loses steam. Eddie Lacy, gosh dang. Does that hurt?
He's got a
Remembering
good
Eddie
burst.
Lacy?
He's got a good burst off the line for his
He did it
size.
to himself.
wasn't he like 270 when he came back?
Yeah, it was gross.
It was some
He
weird
was
number.
pretty much the opposite of Kobe Turner.
If
No, he's talking your boy.
No, your boy. He's the opposite of Kobe. That dude gets off the ball. Off the line so fast.
right.
He just gets in and loves the contact.
If he's singled up, he's got very good handwork, and he can slap and swim effectively.
Right.
He can put it together. I will say that intangible, his arm length, he's shorter. He loses steam when he comes into his bull rush. He doesn't constantly use an outside move.
No.
He lacks a speed to push through. He has to rely on his bull rush.
Okay. It's more strength over.
Yeah, he's not running anybody down.
Yeah.
6'1", 330. I mean, you're just a bowling ball.
He's shorter, but he still comes out
6'1",
high.
330.
His 10-yard split was 1 point.
I mean, look at
That's slow.
90.
What was it?
182.
182.
That's slow.
That's 7 percentile. It's dog shit.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean, like his pad level stays high, even though he's 6'1". He's on the shorter side.
Give me a
That's
comp.
not good. A comp to this guy? I don't know. I don't comp guys. I don't have a comp for anybody.
6'1", 330.
It's hard to comp D lines.
I didn't.
So we view him as
I
more
don't
of
know
a
who this guy is.
He's gonna be a hole plugger. He's gonna
Hole
hold.
plugger would be Vince Wilfork.
No,
No chance.
No,
I'm saying hole plugger.
no.
I'm not saying the speed.
No.
Vince Wilfork's 6'6", like 400
This
pounds.
I
guy's
knew-
stubby.
I-
This guy's
I-
short
I-
and stubby.
And a Hall of Famer.
That's all right. Well, so hold on.
I'm not-
Let's
I'm
take a
saying
step
just
back.
the
What
whole
we're gonna do? So we got through the D line. These are guys that we're gonna go over a little more on our big board day
So he's a fifth-round
because
pick.
hopefully these guys know a little bit more about these guys. And a lot of the guys that you guys are talking about, right, Ryan? So like the guys that you're talking about, Miles Murphy, Ojulari, at Debawar, you got McDonald, Van Ness. A lot of these guys we see as edges and outside guys. So yes, they're capable of being a D tackle or a D line. But when we get to our edge day, there's gonna be like conversation about 20 of these guys. We're literally going to be strictly edge guys.
A lot of these guys have the same intangibles. So.
So we try to split it up as much as possible because we're going to do it two days for probably edge at this point.
Yeah.
We might have to break up our top 10, and then on Sunday we'll probably do like the bottom 10 or like 15. And then we also have to cover like corners and D-backs and split that up before the draft. So, and then we got to do our big board. So we're still waiting on all that stuff because we got to get you guys all in here for a day, and I'm shocked that we hit it today, or we would have definitely did big board today. I think it would have been a perfect day to do it.
Well, if we end up wrapping early, we could get
we can have
started.
some conversation.
Yep.
So I got a couple questions for you guys. Now this kind of jumps into the news. Everybody knows what's going on in the offseason. We've seen the free agency signed with wide receivers. Ryan made a big point with the wide receiver that the Ravens signed, and they said it's early with the offseason. And what was it? Nelson Aguilar went to the Ravens, and I love them getting Nelson Aguilar. I just don't think that's what they needed personally.
It's a good guy to add to
Why
the
is
room.
it something that we don't need?
No, you need a guy with veteran ability. I don't disagree with that, but Aguilar it just fills a hole as like a mediocre weapon. He's
Nelson Aguilar is
a former first-round pick.
He's a good wide receiver.
And he's been on
the
3 different
problem
teams.
with Nelson has always been his drops, right? That was the biggest gripe about him when he was with the Eagles.
What about the Patriots? West Coast offense.
I mean, he was like a north-south guy for them. You know, he stretched the field to open up the inner part of the field for them, right?
So are you
And they
saying
got rid of
he's
him.
gonna-
They didn't want to resign him.
Are you saying they're
What's
they're-
wrong? They don't need to resign
Yeah,
him.
well, for like 3.2.
They
is that
don't
what
have
signed? That's-
receivers.
Yeah,
So
like,
do you think
that's-
they're going to use him
like,
more of a
that's
Marquise Brown
cheap.
type of way to stretch the field, like you're saying?
Well, it's just like the Browns
Nelson.
with Marquise Goodwin.
No,
that
yeah.
was a cheap deal.
So
too.
he's pretty much going to fill the role that
He's a
Marquise Brown left.
No,
So-
I don't,
I'm
yeah,
talking about just
sure.
stretching the field. That's all.
But Nelson has that ability to go down the field and catch the ball.
So all I was trying to say was like there's like free
It's a
agency
nice
signings. There's still a
depth
guy out
piece.
there which I personally do not agree that this guy is worth a second or multiple picks. But
right.
DeAndre Hopkins is. I have a question for. I know we'll ask this down the line. We'll go to Ryan. We'll bring it to Wheels and then Steve. What do you personally feel DeAndre Hopkins' worth is if you were a team going after DHop? Ryan.
4th.
So just a 4th, just straight up. That's it.
4th pick or 4th overall?
Fourth round.
Okay, I'm like, oh my god.
Now, if it's a high 4th, you give it up, or is it just strictly any 4th?
Just 4th round.
Okay. Wheels, what do you think is worth
I
this?
said the
D-Hop's?
same thing in the chat, 4th, because he's just old. Sorry.
He's 31.
He's
31.
31. He's coming off a suspension. He's played in domes all his career.
He kind of struggled a little bit last year, too.
And-
I think he had like 4 games of 100 yards, and everything
Yeah.
else was under.
He has problem being on the field consistently, and I think that's what
How many games did he get with Kyler before we say he struggled?
I think
2?
I mean, Marquise Brown didn't struggle.
2 or 4?
Marquise
Might have
Brown
been
was
4.
the
I think Kyler
solid
went down
number
week
one.
9.
Okay.
So I think he got 4.
When did Call of
3 or
Duty
4
come
games.
out?
So, no, he tore his ACL before Call of Duty.
Yeah, it was October.
He tore his ACL before Call of Duty.
Well, it was
Double XP
just as
weekend.
planned.
So,
I just
Steve, what do you think is worth this?
Well, Amari Cooper was worth a 5th. I think D-Hop's worth a 6th
that's
because of
I see
age
that.
and productivity.
Okay. What about what?
And
Okay,
lack
so
of
hold on.
suspension.
You got to. What did Brandon Cooks go for?
You know what? I don't know.
Brian Cooks went for a
Was it a 5th and a 6th?
5th and a 6th.
So Hopkins,
that what it was?
Week
There you go.
9 only had 30.
So that's what you're looking at. I mean,
I think so.
Well, that's what Amari Cooper went for.
I
Amari
think-
Cooper went for a 5th and a 6th, but we got a 6 in return.
People
Okay,
saying,
so there you go.
He's
That's-
worth a 4th. He's worth a 2nd.
Well, here's the issue.
so yeah,
it's
so
name.
5th and
It's
a
name. It's
5th and a
not-
6th.
So let's take this back.
The problem
it's
is
like
you
Odell
got.
when the Browns got him.
Well, let's take this back. Arizona wants a minimum of a 2nd.
They're
No,
not getting
yeah, they're
it.
high.
There's no
They're
team
not
that's going to
getting
give a second.
No.
Well, yeah, that's why. God, they're gonna be so bad. I
There
cannot
was
wait.
rumors of
cannot
him.
wait to watch the
There's
dumpster
been
fire.
rumors swirling around him, but there's been nothing solidified.
Yeah,
The only
because
team
it's
that
coming
I
from
saw him,
Arizona's camp.
the only team I saw going after him was the Patriots. And I don't think that's going to happen at this
No.
point.
I thought I saw. I read
They said they
something.
were out on him.
Yeah, they're out.
I don't know how true that is because it's media,
cannot
but
give up a 2nd-round
No.
pick for a 31-year-old wide receiver.
That's sitting there doing
declining.
roids to prevent injury.
well,
you can't do it.
So that same
you're
question
paying for the name.
Well, that
Yes.
same question,
Exactly.
do you
You're
give
trading
up,
for the name
do you
too.
give up 2 seconds for a 38-year-old
No.
quarterback?
No.
For Rodgers?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I.
But why 2 years?
Because it's a quarterback.
Yep.
But you might
That's
not
the
have him in
difference.
2
Yeah,
years.
but that's
Because
the
it's a
difference.
quarterback.
It's
That
two,
can bring
it's
you
2
to-
seconds.
There's nowhere near the,
Aaron Rodgers will bring
threat
you-
of injury to a quarterback compared to a wide receiver.
Aaron Rodgers is going to bring you to the
I don't
next
know about
level.
that.
DeAndre Hopkins will
What's
not
the
bring you to
life?
the next level.
Look at the longevity of a quarterback.
That's
They're
why.
both at their shelf life. They both are. That's my point.
But I'm saying, so
I
Aaron
would
Rodgers is
agree.
going to bring you to the next level. D-Hop will not.
Passed. Yeah, D-Hop's
D-Hop is
over.
far past his prime.
I don't
How many
know.
wide receivers are good past?
He's
not
past,
saying-
they're both past their primes.
I think
Nope.
DeAndre Hopkins, if he can stay healthy, and that's the question.
Well, he
mark,
wasn't
right?
unhealthy last year.
Well,
Yes.
he was suspended.
injured.
6
He was
games with
suspended. He wasn't
suspended.
unhealthy.
Oh.
For what was it, PEDs, right?
Yeah.
I don't think.
It's
I
like
don't
Will
think
Fuller-
D-Hop
Will
missed
Fuller,
on
except with
injury.
better talent.
D-Hop's only
no.
missed on
He
suspensions.
was hurt too. I swear he was.
D-Hop is missed on suspensions. So
It's
don't.
like Will Fuller
Yeah.
with better talent.
No.
No, Will Fuller had injuries.
Yeah.
But
D-Hop
he's
has it-
also been suspended because of PEDs.
First
multiple
off,
years.
D-Hop with a good quarterback has the capability of being a top 10 receiver next.
I agree. Well, next year? No.
DeAndre Hopkins?
Yes.
He's still a very good wide receiver.
Yeah, he's
But
good.
the
He's not
problem
top
is
10.
it's the
Yes,
money.
he does.
No.
It's the money, the age.
That's the issue right there. $19 million for a
gonna get
31-year-old guy.
You're not getting a second-round pick for a 31-year-old who's carrying, what, a $19 million?
$19
Yeah,
million.
that's what he was saying.
Yep.
No.
Okay, so the other question.
Out.
Okay, the other question I have for you guys, and this one is going to take
Why am I whistling today? What is that?
this one's going to take a little bit more thought process.
Whistle in my ear, baby.
I'm going to go to Steve on this one because I think Steve's going to probably blow a gasket.
Oh no.
What is Austin Eckler's worth?
Yeah.
Isn't like for trade or money?
Trade
In the NFL, right? Not
he
fantasy
wants
football.
in the NFL.
How old is he? 29.
27.
No, he's like 30.
I thought he was older.
No,
boys.
I think he's 28.
I need a stat check. I need to know
Hold
for sure
on.
before I say
He's
something.
like going to be 31, I think. Isn't he?
No.
27.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think he'll be
He was
28. I think he'll be
undrafted.
28 at league start.
He was undrafted out of Colorado State.
Damn,
Or
27. He's not nobody. Has anybody even called on him?
All right, he'll be 28 at league start. He is
That should
literally
show you
Kareem
something.
Hunt and once out. Currently, they are paying him $7.75 mil.
But if they trade him, he wants a bag, correct?
Yeah, because
wants
he
a-
said
he
that
wants a
is-
contract.
He said he is severely underpaid
For
what- for his,
7.7?
what his output is. He said that on a podcast.
Wait, he's a top
Thursday, I
5.
think.
He's a top 5 running
Yeah,
back.
but-
when you
I mean, like,
include his receiving yards
What
and
was
touchdowns.
the tag? Was it 10 million? Was that what Jacobs got? And that's what's
10.25, I
Yeah,
think.
something.
Yeah, I mean that's too much. That's too much. for him.
This is what I hate
For
about
Eckler?
this
Yes.
is what I hate about
Yes,
the
he's
NFL.
old. For running backs, he's old, and they've been using the
And he-
shit out of him.
But he sat behind Melvin Gordon
Hold
for
on.
2 or 3 years.
Hold
Doesn't
on.
matter.
You can't say he's too old for that price.
So
Because yes, Josh Jacobs is making that money, but Nick Chubb is making 13. Derrick Henry is making like 15.
and the same applies.
So
You think those
and
guys?
he's not- he's
you
not
think those
Nick
guys
Chubb.
are overpaid?
Hold on,
Did you
how
just
many-
say that
how
Nick
many
Chubb and Derrick
attempts-
Henry are overpaid?
For
How
their
many-
age, yeah.
how many attempts a year do you think is too much?
What do you mean attempts?
he is not a good
Rushing
true running
attempts.
back.
He's more of a pass
He's a
catching
receiver.
back.
He's a
He's
split.
not
So
a
the
good
past
running
2
back.
years, he's barely hit 200 rushing attempts.
Yeah, but how
Yeah,
many?
but how many receiving receptions
How many
does he
catches
have?
does he have?
That's his main
The
game.
past 2 years was combined as 177.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
he
lot
has
of-
80 targets for a running back. That's a wide receiver.
So okay, so that
production.
average is what? They're like 250, 260 touches, reps per year.
So
Right.
So
So compare
why
that
are
to
the
300
Chargers-
touches for Derrick Henry a year.
what is
That's a
the
lot
long-
of flipping
See,
Hold on,
carries.
what's that?
We don't know what he wants, right? Longevity.
Right.
wise.
So my
wants-
question.
He wants a contract.
he wants money, but
He
his
doesn't
I
wants a
know,
contract.
I know
He's
he
worth.
wants, but he wants a long-term contract. is
Well,
what
he,
I'm
no, he
saying.
wants his first contract.
Yeah, that would be his first, I guess.
because
Which is
he's
what,
been-
4 years?
Here, no, he
he's
already
been in the
signed
league
his
since
first
2017.
contract.
No, hold on. So right now he literally got drafted at 25 years old.
No, he didn't.
So his
He's
first.
been in the league for
No, he
He was
since
undrafted,
2017.
No, he was drafted at 23.
Why am I not seeing this at all on
He was
Spot Track?
drafted at 23. So this
So-
is what I hate about the NFL
think he-
now.
I think he
So
wants-
his entry level was 3-year, 1.67 mil
Let's-
from
let-
2017 to
Let's let them
2019.
stew. Let's let them
Currently,
stew
he's on
little
a
bit.
4-year, 24.5.
So over his current career, from
Yeah,
2017 to
He should
2022,
be getting a little bit.
over his current career from
I don't know.
2017 to 2022,
Not
he's
now.
made $21 million.
I think he should. I
Too
think
bad
he's
you signed the
definitely worth
contract
I think he's worth
fall.
3 years, $35 million.
From this point,
No.
okay, so that's you think is worth in a contract. Okay,
Yeah.
so now
That's right around the franchise.
taking that
I think
aside,
he's too old for that now.
taking that aside, what does a team trade for him?
So wait,
Third,
so how old's Nick Chubb?
27.
Nick Chubb's
26.
Same age, right?
it's different.
Yes.
How is it
Same
different?
exact
It's
age.
way different.
How is it different when they both do the same production?
Yeah,
because
it's not
of the
different.
teams
Because
that they
Nick
are
Chubb
with.
is a true running back.
Well, no, because the Browns
Austin
utilize
Eckler is a
No, he's not.
two
He's
running
not.
backs,
Go look. He does not have.
whereas
Austin Eckler, I don't think is
whereas
broken.
the
a-
Chargers
I
they
don't think he's
utilize
broken
Eckler. and that's
650,
pretty-
700
Guys,
yards.
hold on, one
Come
at a
on.
time.
Austin Eckler, I don't think has ever rushed for 1,000 yards.
No, he
So
hasn't.
what?
Well, you just said true running back. He's not a true running back.
I
I think his most rushing ever is like
because he
700
doesn't
yards.
rush for 1,000 yards, he's not a
Oh, no.
true running back.
Last year was his closest.
What
at
does that even
950
mean?
yards.
Because their offensive line isn't built to run the football; it's built to pass.
No,
He's not a true running back?
Yes, he's more of a
you're
receiving
telling-
back.
What's
He-
wrong with that?
He excels in the slot.
But they use him as a running back. How many totes a game does he get? Because they don't scheme well to run the football. That
He
he's not a
actually
true
he
running
might
back?
only get 16 to 18 totes a game.
I think he gets less than that because Chubb gets
think he
16
does
to
get less
18,
than that.
and he averages closer to 300 touches.
So because they don't run the football, he's not a true running back. That's lazy.
He gets 12 touches.
I don't
a
like
game.
that.
Eckler, I mean, like that's an average 12 touches.
12
that's-
touches, yeah,
Yeah.
for what he did last year.
He's averaging 4.6 yards per carry.
So when I say that, you guys are attacking because it
I'm
sounds
not attacking you.
It sounds
You can have your take.
It sounds like he's not like as an offensive coordinator, you value what this dude does.
Yeah.
Is he worth $11 to $13 million a year?
No.
Well, that's why I'm asking his worth as in a trade.
For 12 carries. Now I would ask what his average.
But the
catches,
12
but
the
whatever.
12 carries
Probably
isn't
closer to
his
5.
fault.
No.
He's an early third-round pick.
You
for
can
me.
say that for Nick Chubb too, but it doesn't matter what
Nick Chubb produces.
What is his worth.
I mean,
So
whether
when
he
he's-
carries
you
the
can't
ball.
say Eckler doesn't produce.
So let's just say he
catches
gets
a game.
10 carries, right? Is
So
that because
he
they're
averages-
constantly passing the
He's a
football?
wide receiver.
So he averages 18 touches, 19 touches,
18 to 19 touches a game, which is high.
which is
So
also
he gets the
Chubb.
ball a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now but how much injury does he have? I don't know off the top of my head.
He's only been injured once, I think.
Okay, so
Hamstring.
then is this dude worth? To you, Ryan, he's worth 11 to 13 a year.
Yes.
So let's
He's
talk.
very-
I
he's
don't
durable.
disagree. See, here's the thing.
Let's talk contract before we talk trade.
Well, no,
right?
I think that's it. I think that's
at
obvious.
this age now, right now he's worth all of that
Ooh.
because he hasn't had a big contract before. Like Chubb earned his contract. Eckler, you could argue he earned it, but he signed it because he went undrafted, to my knowledge. He signed what he could get because he went undrafted.
Correct. And his production before the last 3 years wasn't top tier production.
So, do you think if because the Chargers are out on him, so if the team that goes to pay him now, say they give him 3 year, 35, like you're saying, I have to imagine they have an opt out after 2, so he'll be 28 going into the season.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
by year 30, he's going to have an opt out. I mean, if he starts tanking in production at any point,
Is it worth it? Like you have to
lost.
have a way to get out of this contract.
yeah, you have to have an out.
But since taking over, he hasn't slowed down, right?
So this is his
now
injury list.
I can give you that. I'll give you that.
So from December 2021, he had a ankle sprain pull, grade 1. Early December was an ankle bruise, and then a hip sprain.
So I'm gonna be very
hamstring.
frank. I don't give a shit unless it's games missed.
Yeah, that you can't just go over injuries because we all have injuries.
Because in my opinion, he's proven he's gonna play through whatever.
What's that durability grade out of? Does it say there in that small print?
No.
I mean,
okay.
5 being most durable.
Most
so like
durable?
He's 85% likely to get hurt this year. Is that what that
Yes,
says?
that's contradictory. Contradictory.
He,
Okay.
He's
He
saying
has
he's
an
most
85
durable, but he has an 85% chance of getting
Right.
injured this year.
But a chance of injury per game is 10.6.
Okay,
and he's
so hold on.
projected to miss 3.5.
Johnny, hold on. So when we go to Eckler, right?
3.5 games. That's
When we go to
fine.
Eckler in 2020, he missed 6 games.
Yeah.
In 2018, he only missed 2, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
Last
That's
year,
it.
21 he missed 1 game. But what did I tell you about 1 game? Like I don't care. It could have been COVID.
And he didn't miss a game in 2022.
He didn't miss a game in 2022.
Right.
He played
Okay.
all 17 games.
So
It was
he's-
also his highest production year, most attempts, second most attempts, and most targets.
Okay.
So this is his ceiling. Last year was his ceiling.
I don't pay him. I think that's what NFL GMs are doing right now.
And
too.
he's 28 years old, and you're right. I agree that there is a boycott for NFL GMs on paying these players more than they're worth.
Now,
Because guess what?
here, hold on. Now, so like my argument is then he wants out. What is anybody like? What do the Chargers want for him? Do we know what they want for him?
Probably a second.
That's
too high.
again. This is why I'm asking you guys. What is he's worth? I don't
I'd
care about
give
the
him a full- I'd
contract
give him a
because
I think he's worth a third. I think they want a second.
at this point,
I'd
and
give him
at
a fourth.
this point, money wise, NFL running backs 10 million. A starting running back 10 million at this point.
Yeah.
Now maybe not per year, but 10 million next year is what he's worth. A starting running back because that's the franchise tag.
Yeah, and that's what he'll get. That's what he'll be. Any team he goes to, he's going to
So
be the guy.
he averages over 4 yards a carry.
4.6 yards per carry.
4.6.
4
we-
point- that's
we
big.
brought that up.
That's big.
That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm not saying that's bad.
And 8.9 yards per reception.
Well, last year's 6.75 is what he got
Yeah.
with
Look
127
at those
targets.
touchdowns, though.
But can we keep in mind?
That's not a sticky stat.
Can we keep in mind, Mr. He's not a true running back when last year he was the offense?
That's because everybody else was
Because of
injured.
injury, that's true. That's
Keenan
true.
Allen was hurt, and then Mike Williams was hurt. So
I agree,
that's
but that's
good.
why he had his highest
Right.
production.
Right.
127 targets on 107
That's because
receptions.
everybody else
So when-
was hurt.
So that's right.
That's a
so
lot of
he
dinking and
steps up.
dunking. Hold on.
That is
not
the
saying
number
That's a
one.
lot
But he's
of
been
dinking
abused.
and dunking.
That is
He's
the
been abused.
6.75 yards.
I would love an Austin Eckler on the Ravens. And I
That does
Okay.
That fits your
I would love it.
system.
I have something. Would you rather take Jamal Williams or Austin Eckler?
Jamal Williams.
I don't care. They're two different people.
They're two different
That's
players.
not something. They're two completely different players.
Jamal Williams is not
Ryan,
Austin Eckler.
if you want
Williams is also younger.
Ryan, if you want a running back like Austin Eckler on the Ravens, what do the Ravens have to give up to the Chargers in your mind, or what are you?
Well, they're
willing?
not going to.
What are you willing to give up if you are the GM of the Ravens to get a guy like Austin Eckler?
I'm not trading.
Well, you just said you would take him on the Ravens.
I would. I would take an Austin Eckler on the Ravens. But
And you say that knowing you have J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards and Justice Hill, but you'd still say that?
you're not listening to me.
No,
I'm
you
saying-
said something absurd.
No, I didn't say anything. I just said I would love an Austin Eckler on the
Should've opened
Ravens.
the show with this.
Would I have not? Would you
Yeah,
not
we
like
should,
an
but it
Austin
was a
Eckler
bad
type
idea.
of running back on the Browns?
No, I have Nick Chubb. Why would I even think about having an Austin
I'm
Eckler?
not okay. So we're starting over, right? And you're between. You have a chance of having an Austin Eckler on there. You don't have Nick Chubb. You don't have any of these guys. You have poop. Would you take an Austin Eckler on your team?
Nope, there's 10 other running backs I'd take over Austin Eckler.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. And they'll be cheaper, all of them. Damn.
I'll take Josh Jacobs. I'll take Derrick Henry. I'll take Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, all those guys are gone.
Well, no, but they're not gone. He's in this league, in this era.
Oh wait, hold on.
You can't just take out all other competition.
You're missing what I'm saying.
No, you're taking out all other competition for the position.
All I said was I would take an Austin Eckler on this team.
He's an NFL running back. Of course you'd take an Austin Eckler running back.
Hold on.
Okay,
no.
so
You're taking all
you
competition.
can't just say that now.
Hold on.
You just said
hold
that.
on.
That's what I'm saying. You're downplaying what Austin Eckler does.
Yeah.
He's an NFL running back. Of course I'm going to downplay it because they're all NFL running backs. You're
Yeah,
taking
but
all
like-
running backs out of the conversation.
You just got done saying he's a top 5
10.
running back, and then you said
10.
you can name 10.
I said he's a top 10 running back. I never said he was a top 5. We can go back and rewind this multiple times. I
Let me
said
ask-
top 10.
I think I'm going.
Let me ask you guys this.
All right. Yeah. Get this.
Speaking of running backs,
Change this up.
would you take Josh Jacobs or Austin Eckler?
I'd take Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs.
Because he's a running back.
What would you take, Ryan? Josh Jacobs or
What
Austin
Josh
Eckler?
Jacobs finally had a good year last year, right?
3
That's
years in a row,
that's
30
lazy-
touchdowns,
no, Josh
3,000
Jacobs is
yards.
consistent every
hold on.
year.
Now
I'm
Josh
so
Jacobs.
tired
Now
of this.
KJ's. Now
And he's
KJ's on
25.
the Josh Jacobs
God.
train.
And he's 25.
I've been on the Josh Jacobs chain for
man.
years.
I
Hold on.
remember
No,
driving down 80.
Don't talk about Josh Jacobs to me. I just named his stats. That's all I did was name his stats.
Triggered.
All I did was
Josh
name his
Jacobs
stats.
and KJ kept saying, "Oh, the flash in the pan." Now all of a
No,
sudden you're
he's-
honest.
no, I
you're
didn't.
riding dick riding.
I did not say that. I said Josh Jacobs is good. To me, Josh Jacobs is not a top 5.
I mean,
and he's
KJ
not worth a contract of $40 million.
You're KJ to Ryan right now.
You shut your mouth, you
Dude
bastard!
ran for 340 times last year, Josh Jacobs.
That's a shitload of carries.
340.
That's 140 more carries than Austin Eckler.
1,600 yards.
So because
My
of
argument-
carries,
And he's 24.
because
he's
he's getting more carries, that makes him more of a running back.
My
than Austin
argument.
Eckler.
No. I asked
Nick Chubb, 302 carries.
Okay.
I asked John what his total catches were to. You have to go off total touches, in my opinion.
Right, 107. So he touches the ball 330 times a game.
Yes.
KJ, what you're saying
yes,
is, unless a running back is getting
400.
over 300 carries,
That's
they're
not what I
running
said.
backs.
That's not what I said.
But then what are you proving with the carries?
50% of his production comes from the receiving game.
Now, is that because of
That's a
the
lot of touches.
system,
That's too much.
or is that because Austin Eckler?
It's because what Austin Eckler excels at. He excels in the receiving
All he
game.
had was Devontae.
There's not a lot of better receivers in the run game than Austin Eckler.
What are you doing? Wait, hold on. I missed
He's
something.
using the
Hold
restroom.
on.
There's not a lot of better receivers than Austin Eckler in the NFL.
In the past-
in the run game. In the
well,
run game.
What
Right.
is Josh Jacobs making?
10. He made 10. and change.
10.25.
Yeah.
What is Nick Chubb making? I think he's making like 14 this year.
So no, I do not think Austin Eckler's worth 10.25.
I think-
Austin Eckler's worth
Well, I disagree
8.5
with
to
that.
9.
I disagree with that. I
He's
think Austin
old.
Eckler's worth 10, but no one's answered the original
I
question.
said third.
I
I
said
said
a
third.
fourth. I said a fourth round.
third. I said third for like 15.
And
rounds.
Ryan can't answer that, but yet he'll say he'll take an Austin Eckler on his team.
Eckler is worth.
Look,
a third.
what would you give up? A third, a fourth, 2 seconds? Like, what do you give up as a pick? Because the Chargers own him for 7.5.
Third. That's what
I give a fourth round pick because
It's 1 year, right?
Because
This
like you
is
said,
last year.
it's so his value comes from where? It's not carrying, it is the passing game. 127 looks, and this was his highest production year because why?
Injury. injury everywhere else.
Ever, because he needed to be.
And yeah, you
Last
stepped
year-
up and did it. I'm happy you did.
By
But
last year, I mean 2021. He didn't.
And I'm
because
going
he
to
had
tell
two
you right
stud
now,
receivers.
his stats are skewed.
What?
For the simple fact, the reason why they say he averages, the reason why they say he
one after
averages 4.6 yards a carry
Yeah.
is because his rookie year, where he only rushed for 554 yards, it was 5.23 yards a carry. Well, no, sorry, 5.53 yards a carry, 260 yards. His sophomore year, 554 yards, 2.23, or 5.23.
it's ticked
Every
down
year since
yeah. It's gone
2018,
down.
it's decreased, but that's yards per carry. That's not attempts, and obviously, the more attempts you have, probably the lower your
Yeah.
yards
Well,
per
so
carry.
Sure.
The reason with that is because he was with Melvin Gordon for the first 2 years of his career.
I don't disagree. There were other producers
Exactly.
on that offense.
But I agree
Yeah,
with
that's what I'm saying.
but with him
And-
saying that stat is skewed plays.
But I'm saying, but on top of that,
That dog hunts.
he also had a healthier and younger not Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, during those 2 years as well.
But
last year,
What was
he,
his production in 2021?
So, but
last year he had an unhealthy Mike Williams and unhealthy Keenan.
yeah, he
That's what
needed.
we're
But the
saying.
which
year
is
prior-
why he had career high.
The Josh
False.
Jacobs is
False.
Jacobs has the
the
same
year
argument.
prior, he had 94 targets.
Okay.
He's targeted like a number 2 wide receiver.
Wasn't Keenan Allen hurt last year too?
That's what I was
2021.
I
saying.
don't
that
think
every
so.
year.
Mike Williams got his contract because of last year.
Yeah,
Two,
that-
2 years ago.
no.
Mike Williams was 2 years ago.
2021 is what I'm referring. Yes.
Right.
That's what,
So
2021
2 years
is
ago.
when Mike Williams got his contract.
Yes.
said it
That's,
last
yes.
year.
Yes. That's
94. Sorry, we're in 2023.
Yes,
2 years
I
ago.
understand. I'm messing with it too.
2
yes.
years. Yes, 2 years ago.
So, like
Right.
in 2021, how many carries did he have?
In
can you see that?
2021, 94 targets, 206 carries. We had 2 more carries than this year. So that's his ceiling on carries. It's 210 carries.
And you don't think that
this
has
offense.
anything to
In
do
this
with the
offense.
system?
In this offense.
No, I
It's
think
purposely because of the brand state.
it's Herbert. Herbert knows what he's doing, and he checks down. He saves his ass. He keeps the goal. That's a Herbert thing.
I
Right?
agree.
If he's-
Herbert
it's
has
a
the
safety
most
valve.
passing yards in his first
if
4
he's,
years.
If he's averaging 6 point some odd yards a catch out of the backfield,
It's
that's
a-
a lot of dinking and dunking. That's not running routes. That's in the flat, and he can make a guy
I think
miss.
It's your
that
safety
offense-
valve.
That
rushing
offense is
rushing
70,
attempt
30.
was two
That- I
different.
agree
from
with
the
that.
past
Pass to
year.
run.
I
I
said
agree.
that.
I know.
I said that.
But if-
Catches was 37 different.
Right.
107 from last
But
year and
he
70
said-
from the year
he
It
before.
doesn't
said that.
matter. I
know.
said targets. 94 targets
Yes.
for a running back is extremely high.
it is very high.
Okay, so
Right.
What would you give up, Ryan, as
Compared
a
to
pick?
127.
Is he going to come to any? Is he going to say Nick Chubb wasn't in Cleveland? Is he going to come to Cleveland and be the guy and do Nick Chubb does? I
No.
do not
No.
think so.
Is he going to
No,
do what Derrick
because
Henry does? Is he going to do what
Chubb's
Josh
now-
Jacobs does?
But Ryan, that plays to your statement of it's the offense. I agree with that.
What
But
would you give
I
up,
don't
Ryan,
think he's
pick
capable.
wise?
for
I don't think he's capable
Austin
either.
Eckler,
Yeah, what pick would you give up for Austin
like
Eckler?
a 5th.
Okay, that's all I asked, and it's funny because you gave the lowest pick, but you've been chirping him the highest out of anybody on
Yeah,
the on
because
the
I
panel.
think I'm not going to give up a high pick
Yes.
because
old running
the
back.
money doesn't work.
Okay,
Exactly.
thank you for making that conversation
That's all you got to say.
2
Big Daddy.
seconds long.
That's it.
You never asked me what you thought what he was worth.
Yes.
That was the original question.
Yes, he did.
I thought we were talking about how good of a player this
Value
guy
does
is.
he bring
I
in the
brought up
trade?
contract. I brought
Yeah, the
that up,
contract is
but
what we were talking about. I thought we were talking
Austin
about how much would
Eckler
you
worth
pay this
was
guy.
the original question.
It
What
is.
is he
Yeah,
worth?
and I said 3 years, $35 million.
And I said, okay, what would you give up for him?
Oh, I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah. Well, so you would give up a 5th round pick and then pay him that?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to pay him if you're giving up a 5th.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess.
He's shown that
He's not
durable.
getting traded, so it doesn't matter.
He's good off
I
the
don't think so
field.
either.
He's good on the field.
I don't think he's
take.
getting traded.
No, he's
I would
not.
take
Okay.
him.
Well, so
gonna
you would
hold
take
out.
him. Now I have a question. I have a question for you.
Bye.
If you were to take him, and you guys, I think the consensus between you two, if I average out picks, it's a 4th round pick.
Yes, it is.
What candidates can you see going after a guy like Eckler?
I think the Chiefs would go after
you-
him in
so the-
division. Why not?
The Eagles.
No, I don't see the Chiefs.
Eagles
I can
just got
see
Penny.
yeah. What a fucking pick.
But they got Penny.
Wow.
They got
The
Penny.
Broncos.
They got Penny. They signed Boston Scott. They re-signed.
Wow,
they re-signed-
Boston Scott.
They re-signed all their running backs. They're not going to go trade a pick for a guy
Dog
who
shit.
may or may not help the offense.
Unbelievably poor
Broncos
running
can
back
go
room.
after him because you don't know what you have with Javante. We were talking about. Yeah, you got
Tampa.
You got P. Ryan.
Tampa just got a running back.
I can't remember who they did. I know they did.
They
White.
just
It's one of the
signed Chase Edmonds.
Oh yeah, great pickup.
But that says Rashad White is going to be the guy. Chase is the backup. That's what that says to
I
me.
could see the Rams going after him.
The Eagles letting Sanders
know if they have
go
the cap space.
and then going in. Rashad Penny's going to fill that gap.
I
Miles
immediately,
Sanders drags his dick all over that running
immediately
back
in my
room.
head, I think the Falcons.
That too.
Tyler
No,
Algier.
you got a
Cordero Patterson, Tyler Algier.
Cordell Patterson he's
Still
And
on the
you
team.
can cut both of them and then
Chicago.
have one.
You're not cutting a guy who you're not paying.
they just picked up
Doesn't mean you wouldn't go after
right,
him,
but
though. You give
you're
up a
telling me
fourth
that
for him,
Austin
and
Eckler,
that
you wouldn't
offense
have.
system with
You're
Justin
saying
Fields.
that
Full.
Tyler Algier is
the hell the Bears just
same,
signed?
if not better, than Austin Eckler.
No, I'm saying Tyler.
Maybe.
Guys,
Maybe.
Tyler Algier is a running back. Austin Eckler is Cordell Patterson, and I think he's younger. So I think he fills
he's
Cordero's
younger.
role
Cordell Patterson's in his 30s.
very well.
He's like 32 now.
I like the Atlanta thing, but I think Cordero's got to go.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I like the Atlanta statement. I think
Or
I think
you
Houston.
don't have him go,
I think Houston.
and you find a way to work them both in.
I like Chicago.
Austin Eckler, don't act like, Kelly wasn't involved in that offense last year. He was.
That's what I'm saying. There's always going to be the next.
There
man
was
up.
3 running backs
are a dime a
rotating in that
dozen.
offense.
So do you see the Chargers if
They're not trading them.
you think no they might post draft.
I don't think they do.
If
What
get
if they get
somebody-
Bijan?
They're not going to go.
Do they
after
trade him?
Bijan. They need to get another wide receiver.
Guys, an unhealthy locker room is not a good team.
I mean,
And if
Let
a
him
guy's
go.
come out and asked for a trade,
I
and
hate
he's publicly come out and asked
I
for a
hate
trade.
the NFL for this reason. You sign a fucking contract, abide by it.
No, you hate the players for this reason, not the NFL.
Yeah, I hate I hate the players for this.
There's
You
many
signed
other
the
reasons I
contract.
hate the
They
NFL.
stood by you. They gave you that contract. They took the chance. Now you're going to abuse the power. Guess what? I'm happy these GM and owners are not sitting here abiding by all these players, giving them these huge contracts. I hope there's more of it. You can hate me for it. I really don't care.
That should have been your
because
I
that's how
agree.
I view it. I'm tired of these players saying, "Oh, I want
Why-
more money. I'm not playing." No,
Why
get
should
the fuck out
why
there.
should
Bye.
NFL owners
Go
and
to the
NFL
XFL.
teams be
There needs-
loyal when they're not?
There needs to be a
It's
sit-out.
turned
You
to
should
more
be
of a business.
If you
All
don't
right.
like the contract,
It's
you should have to
nothing
sit out a
personal,
year. I'm
right?
tired of this.
one at a time, guys. One at
That's
a time.
what it
We've
should
had that
be.
struggle with this today.
But if they need to implement a rule, hey, if you want to trade out, you're fine, you're done. But you're sitting out the entire year. There's a year of your career is gone.
a year your eligibility like
yeah,
college.
I like it because guess what? That's
Which just
how,
started coming off of.
So those were
same year now.
that was a good conversation just because I almost like strangled Ryan. But
Why did you almost strangle?
because you didn't answer the question and then you said I didn't ask the
He
question. I
was
can't wait to
losing
rewatch
shit.
this and then I asked the question 3 times and you never gave me an answer.
he was
Well, then
pissed.
just stop talking. You talk too much.
I'm the host. You're the guest. Shut the hell
So
up.
what would you give it?
Listen to this guy.
So hold on.
What
Coming
did he
from-
say?
He's
That's a
just
good
got,
one.
like,
What would I give for Austin Eckler?
Yeah, what do you give it?
If I'm
The
giving
biggest ball,
if I'm
man.
giving a third, I'm only paying him his contract. I'll re-sign him an extension for 2 years for $20 million.
Okay, I don't hate
That's
that.
what I would
I
do.
get that. Okay, I don't hate that.
What'd you say it was?
3 years, 2 years.
So it'd be an
third, three-
extension.
Yeah.
He's making 7.5 this year. It'd be an extension. I'd give him 2 more years for another additional $20 million. Because I'm not signing a running back beyond 30 years old. Sorry,
He's not beyond 30.
He would be.
that's the extension.
He'll be
He has
28
the
at the beginning of
Leonardo
the year.
DiCaprio take, except for 30 instead of 25.
Gotcha.
With running backs, I agree with that.
You
Yeah,
shouldn't.
I do.
You,
I want a new one.
there's one running back.
That's my.
There's
Get
one
out.
running back that I can think off the top of my head that has played well beyond 30 years. Well, 2, well beyond 30 years. That good, like actually played well.
Frank Gore and Adrian Peterson.
Yep, you got them both. That's it.
Eh,
And anybody else
Hold on.
is, So hold on, Johnny. Did you get those slides that I sent you for the rule changes?
Yes.
Let's bring those up.
Rule
Here's
changes. Then
proposed. Yes.
Is that, you brought
Yes.
up LT?
Here's
Yes,
proposed
right.
rule changes. Read that first one off for me.
by Detroit.
I got yelled at and called a sea sucker. So I'm just
So
gonna chill.
so
Who
the
called
first
you a seasucker?
You're a cocksucker?
You said that's my C.
No, I didn't.
the first 2 are.
Why are you reading into this? I just said shut up.
go on.
Did I
go
tell
on,
him to
Johnny,
suck my-
go on.
I don't remember.
He's making stuff up as he
He
goes.
said it
now.
in his head.
Sound like my wife with that
Jeez,
one.
I know,
I
right?
had a dream you cheated on me, you motherfucker.
All right. So
Whoa, hold on.
the
Emily,
first
that's
2
you.
are
You
by
did it. It was
Detroit.
in my dream.
Both of them amends Rule 15. First one is Section 1 to provide clubs more opportunities for a third challenge, which I think it's just if they win one challenge in the game at all. The second one is from Section 3 to expand the replay official's jurisdiction to allow for consultation regarding penalty assessment.
Okay, don't go further. Don't go further.
Wait,
How do you
wait,
guys feel? How do you guys
wait
feel?
a
How do you
minute.
feel about the additional challenge if you win one?
I don't
Not
care.
two.
That's whatever.
That's here nor there. I really don't care.
I mean, yeah, it just gives teams more chances to mess
Ryan?
up.
I care less.
Okay.
One thing
All
I
right.
do think
I just think it needs to be faster.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
one
Not
thing I
take 5
think
to 10
needs to
minutes.
happen is referees need to be held more accountable.
Well,
hold
let's
on.
go through
Fine.
rule changes
hold on.
first.
Yeah,
Go
hold
ahead.
on, hold on.
It
So-
should be a rule
The
change.
second one
So that second one was jurisdiction to allow for consultation regarding penalty assessment.
so you can now dictate whether a penalty was a penalty?
Yes.
Like for what?
Holding, pass interference, offside,
Roughing the
encroachment.
passer.
So I love the offering, but
It's
there's no
so-
way to.
Yeah.
Dispute. Where do you put it on
You
the
know what you're gonna have? You're gonna have the judicial system.
It's gonna
you're
be
gonna
like
have
the pass
the U.S.
interference
judicial
couple-
system.
It's gonna
You're
go to
have
a jury?
Garbage.
It's gonna go to a jury
No,
panel?
it's gonna be what the judge decides. It's whatever the refs in that
Oh,
group decide.
God forbid, call Vegas.
Call
Oh, no,
Vegas.
What's the
That's
call?
gonna happen.
What's the call,
Right,
guys?
no,
That's exactly what's gonna
No,
happen.
it'd
It's
be,
gonna
you know what
different.
it'd be
that
calling
is?
New York, and then New York would call Vegas.
It's going to be different every single game because it's going to be the group of refs
Right.
every single game. You're not going to have any consistency. It's the exact same thing
We
that's
already
going on right
had
now.
this with the pass interference thing after the Saints-Rams game.
Yeah.
It didn't work
And they
out, it was
repealed
gone.
that. They repealed it, right.
It's
Okay.
the same thing.
So the next one
just not gonna
is
work.
by Houston, which also amends Rule 15, Section 1, Article 2, to expand the replay official's jurisdiction to allow for review on failed fourth down attempts.
I do like that.
Why?
You know what? I
don't
like
mind
that.
man.
I'm
So
okay
you
with
get
that.
an auto review on a failed fourth?
There should be a review after.
It should be a review on the spot always.
I
Yeah.
think it should just be a review of fourth down, not
So-
failed fourth,
So they're saying any
to keep it even.
any touchdown, any fumble is reviewed. Now they're
Right.
reviewing.
You know
any
what,
fourth
though?
Down, which
You know
isn't
what?
bad.
You know
Okay,
what's-
I don't hate
Hold
that.
on, you know what's funny? I
don't
flipped.
hate
I
that.
flipped. You flipped. I flipped.
Why?
Because what Wheels was saying, if there was accountability, the review wouldn't be needed because you would be paid for your accuracy.
Right.
But the problem is there's not accountability in the
Well,
referees.
I was
They're
saying,
protect them. It's
So I
fair.
would actually think if they changed the rules with accountability, you wouldn't need to change the other rules because the other rules would be enforced correctly.
Yeah, and this is
Right.
where I side with the players, not the NFL. Is the refs need to be held accountable because there's no way that I don't care. You can say it's a lazy take, but the refs purposely sway games. There's no way about
Oh, that
it.
ref actually didn't know
The
his
refs-
son bet on a game in
the
the
refs-
NFL. Come
Sway
on.
games.
come on.
There's no way that they don't.
All right,
because
so
there's
Next
What's
just-
one is the Rams amending Rule 15, Section 1 and 3 to make fouls for roughing the passer called on the field subject to replay assist and or review by a coach's challenge, which is like I talked about.
So you know what's
With
funny?
the
is
That's the
try-
pass interference thing.
It's
Right.
exactly the same thing.
No, but it's different, right? It depends on the group of refs.
Right.
It's whether they're soft.
Yeah, but do you think
Oh,
New
no,
York
not
cares?
even that. It depends on the quarterback. Because look at Brady. He got every roughing the passer call for
Yes, he
how
did.
long?
And
The tuck
and
rule.
a lot of these
Right.
and a lot of these calls are garbage.
You know
They're
what I think should
all
happen?
Shitty calls.
Accountability.
Well, no, Ryan, I have a question for you. So,
If it's,
remember how you said it's going to be the jury system?
Yeah,
Or
it
like the
is.
judge or whatever?
It is. It's
So, hold on.
swinging the
So you
hammer.
take the head ref, you take the head coach, you take the other head coach, you have them all watch the video for 30 seconds. If they agree, then on the overrule, or like kind of like if there's enough evidence that they all agree, or if they all don't agree, if none of them agree, like say it's 2-1, stays the same. If they don't agree, changes. If they all agree,
2-1
stays the
at
same.
66%.
You know what?
It'd be
I
over.
actually really like that
Because-
it turns into a minor jury.
Yep,
I like
those
that.
three people. You have one person on one side,
you
one person on the other side, and one unbiased person.
Well, a ref is not unbiased.
It's been proven that refs are not
Well,
Look at
you
head doctors.
understand the argument, though.
You know
It's-
what?
In an ideal world, the ref would be
Now,
unbiased.
the problem is that if you're a
You're gonna
star
have-
quarterback, you get every call. And
Yeah, your
it's the
coach
Tom
is
Brady.
always going to be like, no, man, that was rough. Yeah, I don't know.
But my
In
point is,
theory.
if both teams have some say on whether it's truly a penalty or not, they're going to be less biased because they're going to be like, well, if I do this and then it's my way, it could be an issue on my side.
You know what I
So I
missed?
think
It
they'll be
was-
more legit.
It's all about name.
It was the two-step rule. Remember that? It was if
Yeah.
it was within 2 steps, yeah, okay, like you're an asshole.
What's your
But-
take on this, Ryan?
I don't know.
You know how hard it is to stop a
I
300
don't
pound
care
DN?
about rules in general. I honestly
Come on.
I just
think-
want accountability.
I
for
don't
the refs.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the
what are we
reason to
arguing
answer
about?
questions. It's not an argument. It's a
It's
question
just
about the
takes.
rule change
Yeah, that's all.
It's
possibilities.
just your thoughts.
I think that refs have always done what they've done for years and years and years, right? And they're still going to do what they're going to do for years and years and years and
Well,
years.
not if you
It's
change it.
their perception.
The
of that.
XFL is handling it just exactly how I think they should handle it, right?
No, they're not.
What?
The XFL is the training grounds for the NFL. They've already come out and publicly said that.
XFL yet.
Yeah, I mean, they're the way
I haven't
that
watched it.
we're talking about the replay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, do what the XFL is doing. They're handling it just fine.
Now, what are
What's
they
the XFL doing,
I don't
Ryan?
know. So yeah, what are they doing differently?
They're literally they're not even stopping play, and if they feel like the call needs to be reversed, then they stop the game. They say that hey, the play's
Under review.
being the play's being reversed,
Oh.
and then they move everything back.
Well, how much time do you have to do that? If I go right to the ball,
Literally 32 seconds.
well, if I'm
game
on the
clock.
ball, then it just then teams that have an advanced gameplay will always win the game.
You scheme for it.
Right.
I mean, it changes the way you think about a game, coaching wise. I don't disagree with that
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay.
because
I like having the human factor in the game.
I agree.
I like
I do
having
too.
man refs there
A
or women.
pitcher-
I'm sorry, man or woman refs. Just the human aspect of having
shouldn't be on the field.
a ref calling the game, right? Because it's so fast paced.
I hate that sexist garbage. Get off the fucking field.
Imagine
She's actually one of the best refs.
Imagine watching a guy catch a ball in real time and making a judgment call. That is exactly what it is. It is a judgment call.
Well,
And
that's
it
what you're
always
paid to
was
do.
that way. And then we started getting all fancy with these rules and
No, it started
what
with
a
the catch. It
is
started with the catch.
and all this crap, and it's ruined the
Remain
game.
control out of
The
bounds.
more rules, and this is why I say I hate rules, the more rules you add in, the less the game is appealing to people,
Sounds
especially the older generation, because it's just you can't even hit a guy anymore without being flagged.
I agree. That's garbage.
Which is why quarterbacks are able to last as long.
And
just
quarterbacks
as an
can play till
example.
they're 50 because you're not going
And
to have the
kickers.
Joe
And
Theismann
kickers.
anymore.
Yep.
Kickers can.
If
problem
it's
is
a
the
blatantly
more-
late hit, it should be
kickers
flagged.
are a bad example.
My biggest thing is, you threw him on the ground too hard, roughing the passer. Well, how
Yeah.
can you justify that?
How can you determine?
Because
is that
the other thing is,
justifiable?
hey, if
They
you
can't.
fall on
It-
the quarterback,
Oh, it looked so violent. Well, like it's a violent
It's
sport.
fucking
All right,
football.
Johnny, go to the next.
Yes,
go to the next proposed rule change.
The last one is by the Jets amending Rule 14, Section 2, Article 6, which is to expand the crackback prohibition to players who go in motion and go beyond the center to block, quote unquote, split flow block.
I love it. Let's do
Defender
it. Bring the
below
crackback back.
Yes, is that so? Wait, they're arguing to get rid of that rule.
Yeah,
so that
bring the crackback back.
Yeah, that needs
and
to
make
be
it
back.
more watchable than
Ryan, how do you
That-
feel about that one?
The crackback.
Then you
block.
might as well just bring back hitting a defenseless player.
See,
That's exactly. That's what it is.
If you get rid of that, then you got to get rid of defenseless player.
You have to. That never should have been a
Why?
rule. It never should have been a rule.
Well,
never
a defenseless
should have been
a
a rule.
defenseless player
Unbelievable.
was to protect knee injuries.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit. A fucking receiver going
That's
across
what
the
happens
middle,
when you give him a
catching
strike
the ball. You have the ball. You are the ball carrier. You are now a target, dude. That's it.
Well, no, the
Different
defenseless
player.
player though was like a guy. This started when a guy was literally just receiving the ball,
Yeah.
and he was getting blown up before he even touched the ground.
Your
That's
quarterback for
literally
bad
the
positioning.
game.
But he touched the ball.
He
But
touched
here's
the ball.
but here's the thing.
He's
A
getting
crack,
smoked.
but a crackback, you should be aware. The crackback is a guy that's in tunnel vision that
Yeah.
doesn't see the block coming.
But you
so
also
good.
have your
Blindside
peripherals
block.
blocked because of the helmet, compared to like basketball.
I agree.
You don't have any.
Maybe your head should be a little more on the swivel, but I'm just saying a crackback is semi-preventable by the guy getting hit.
Because there's a lot of those that happen. And
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Is whereas a defenseless receiver,
It's part of the game.
I guess that is a form of tunnel vision
game.
too. I guess that's a form of tunnel vision too. Okay, go to that next page of rule changes.
Oh,
Or
God,
rule
there's some
proposals.
more.
Rule,
How many
rule
is there?
proposals.
I only saw the one.
I gave you both. You just
Oh,
didn't.
sweet
See
Jesus.
this guy. At least when you go to send it out as a export it. I got it right here. So the next one would be by Philly amend Rule 5.1 Section 1 Article 2 to permit the use of 0 as a jersey number to allow kickers and punters to use any jersey number between 049 and 90 and 99. So essentially it just
Why?
allows 0 between 0 and 99.
Who cares?
Why?
All right, moving on. I
who
don't
cares?
give a
Why?
shit.
Why?
Well, I'm just
Just
saying,
pass
do you
it.
guys like it? Like,
don't
it
care.
is what it is.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
I
would
don't
you guys
care
like
about
double
jersey
zero?
numbers.
It doesn't change.
Yeah,
the game
double
for
zero's
me.
fine. I mean, it doesn't matter.
All right.
It's
care.
the
All right.
dumbest shit in the world.
Then another one, and this one to me is probably the most important.
Fine.
Amends Rule 6, Section 1 to permit the team to maintain possession of the ball after a score by substituting one offensive play, 4th and 20 from the kicking team's 20-yard line for an onside kickoff attempt.
That's pretty much the XFL.
Yeah, that's exactly what
I
the
like
XFL is
that.
doing.
You might as well get rid of the freaking kick.
So-
anyway.
Make it, take it
Yeah.
So,
is what it does.
I like it.
You like make it, take it in the NFL?
Yeah. I also like getting rid of the. I also like having the 1, 2, and 3 extra points like the XFL. You know how much it makes higher scoring? People love higher scoring.
Well, I love the 3 just because it gives
Yeah.
you the chance to actually show how much better you are. than
So
the
you
opposing.
score a touchdown.
I feel like you have better odds of
You kick your
completing
point.
a 4th and 20 than an
You
onside.
can then
Exactly.
You can
it
then
opens it up more.
Not better, not way better odds, but
slightly
better
better.
odds.
so you have the chance to do a 4th and 20 on your own 20 instead of a kickoff, and if you make it, you get the ball.
If you miss, the team gets it from where you are.
Correct.
Which is only what 10-yard difference.
It's make
just
it,
about.
take it.
Depending. It depends on
Hey,
where you.
this gives,
Actually, I
this
like
gives
that.
us gives us more football to watch.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I like the 1, 2, 3 rule like the XFL. It makes it
All right.
more watchable.
So you guys actually like that rule change?
Yeah,
huh?
I do like it.
You know what? I don't hate
The
that. Why
problem is
not?
the NFL's never.
I think
gonna
that
do
would
it.
just change the way I watch football, but
I don't hate it. I think
does it get rid of kickoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Just
kind
in
of.
that.
Why would Because why
Yes.
wouldn't you, as a team,
Because-
take it from your 4th and 40?
No,
Because there's
it
a
would be.
bigger
It's
risk
the
that if you
same.
lose
It's the
it,
same
then
as
the
as field goals, right? Going
Yeah.
for 2,
Right.
you're at the yard and a half line.
No, it's not. It's not the same because the team gets the ball where
The
you
1
fail.
yard.
Correct.
Right,
So,
so-
if you
so
kick
you could-
if you kick an extra point, you have to kick from the 30 or 35. But if you go for 2, you get it at the yard and a half line, and you go for 2.
Yeah, but if you fail, you get to kick the ball off. It's not
Yeah.
the same. If
What
you
he's saying
fail
is-
if you fail from a 4th and 20 from your 20,
No, I thought the
No,
opposing
then
team
you,
gets
then
it
you
from
get the
where you
ball at
failed
the where you failed. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
if
So
you
it wouldn't be
catch
that
the
if
ball
you failed it, you would get a kickoff.
and you
right?
catch
It'd
it
be
and
a
it's the
turnover on
35.
downs for the opposing team.
Correct.
Right. Where you
That's what
left-
it is on an onside kick. You get the
Right.
ball where the
That's
ball
not
goes
what
out.
you said. You said if you kick an extra point, which is 1, the opposing team gets the ball. No, you get to kick off again because the team doesn't get the ball from there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
It changes the whole offensive play.
You're thinking it logically completely different than what I was. Okay, well, whatever.
But I'm just saying the opposing team now gets the ball from where?
Where you probably caught it. That's all part of the
4th
probably
and
the rules.
20
So
from the
4th and
kicking
20, so
team's 20-yard line.
Right. So if the kicking team got sacked and they get sacked on their 10,
So
then
what-
the opposing team would get it on the kicking
Yeah,
team's.
I'm
10.
I love that.
That's
I'm
hugely
throwing-
risky.
I love
That's
that.
what I'm saying. So
That's-
no,
I
it
like
wouldn't
it.
eliminate.
I don't think teams would take it because
I would-
Yeah.
Belichick would.
Look, I would-
analytically that doesn't make sense.
analytically, I think you have better odds of completing a 4th and 20 than you do an onside kick.
And that's if the defense doesn't drop in.
I
though.
think
Oh,
see-
so
Right.
this is like 4th quarter thought
I
process to
think
win the
you
game.
see a lot
Okay.
more teams going for this.
Yeah.
Whereas they're
you're
like,
down by 2
onside
scores.
kick. It's what do you have, like a 5%
Well, and
chance of getting an onside kick?
Ryan,
Yep.
and even
Yep.
saying
Like
that,
Pat McAfee.
Ryan, and even saying that, I think it makes sense for the team that even if you fail, use less time off the clock, and the opposing team, if they do something, like you could kind of stop the clock quicker depending on your timeouts left and all that.
So the only question to this would be is like a kickoff that there's no time until the
you know
returner
what?
touches the ball.
Ryan,
how would
thanks
this
for
be with
explaining
the
it
play
that
clock,
way.
too?
Thanks for explaining it that way, guys, because I agree. You know what? I like that. I like
Well,
it.
I mean, why not? Onside kick, right? So if you did an onside kick, they'd get it at like the 30, right?
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
So or
Let's just say
if it's
mid-
illegal
Well, it could be at the
procedure.
50. It depends on how bad your onside
Yeah,
kick
Yeah.
let's just say midfield. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, so midfield. So you get the ball where you recover it at.
Right.
So it basically, if it's 4th and 20 and it's
At
it's
your
in the
own
4th
20.
quarter and there's a minute left, I'm
hold
just
on.
heaving the ball down the field, hoping for either a PI
Yeah.
or they intercept the ball on the other side of the 50.
now I don't like it.
Well, no. This is what it is.
You said a PI, and the
Yeah.
way PIs have been,
Absolutely.
they've adjusted the game completely.
Well, but they put in a rule to review penalties.
You would have to,
So,
you would
like-
have to pass both of them at
But
the same time.
Right.
statistically,
Which
imagine
tells me
how
that they're
hard
both
it would
gonna
be.
pass.
You know it's 4th and 20.
That tells me it's all planned. It's all a fucking script, guys. They're telling you right now. They're putting amendments for both of those rules. They're gonna pass them.
This is just proposed.
Well, I'm
All
telling
right.
you,
Next
they're
question.
he's saying both were proposed at the same time. He's like they're both going to pass at the same time. Your brother's in conspiracy world.
It is.
All right,
I can't agree.
Tell me the NFL is honest, and I'll call you a liar.
So this one's proposed by the Chargers. Amend Rule 4, Section 6, Article 3, Section 7, Article 4 to make the adjustment of play clock following an instant replay reversal consistent with other timing rules. So what they're saying when they call the challenge, the adjustment of play clock also gets adjusted.
Yes.
That should be happening already.
So this way you're not getting a reset of the play clock.
Right.
I
So
didn't know
like
that
if
doesn't
there's a
already
challenge with
It
like
does.
2
Yeah,
I
seconds
thought it
left of the
did.
play clock, then and it's whether it's overturned or not overturned, that the play clock's at 2 seconds when play resumes.
And now
agree.
this one I do like here. This one also was proposed by Detroit. This one to me I think should be automatic. Amends Rules 15, Section 3, Article 9 to expand the coach's challenge system to include personal foul calls on the
I
field.
like that.
I agree. That should
Because
that always should
personal
been a thing.
fouls have been discretionary from the start, and I don't like the discretionary aspect
Which
of it.
tells me that
because-
that's why they're trying to have a third challenge. It's all there.
It is.
All of it.
Now
It's
that
right
you
in
bring
front of
it
your
up, it
face.
is.
Unbelievable.
the only reason I have an issue with the discretionary
Finkel is Einhorn.
Einhorn is
Einhorn is
Einhorn is a man.
Kiss the man.
All right, guys. On that note, today we're gonna We're just gonna take it away. Oh yeah,
do your
that's right.
meme well to
Well,
finish the
actually,
show?
yeah,
Seems straight.
we'll do they meanwhile to finish the show. What do we got here?
Hey, look, it's the Cowboys.
Is it another Cowboys one?
Yes.
No.
All right, read them off, Johnny. Give it to me.
So because he already started off on
Sorry.
the right, randomly came upon this in Brooklyn. Seems fitting. Dallas
Kyler
Cowboys
Murray.
drive right next to a couple of trash cans. I don't gotta say more about it. And then the other one is Cam Newton making a comeback. There ain't 32 guys better than me,
Oh, I
and the
wanna punch
32
him for
guys
the
that are better
statement.
than him,
Look at Kyler.
including
They're so
Shortman
good.
Kyler, Sam Howell. They even have Desmond Ritter, C.J. Stroud.
My only
They
gripe
got
is
Crosby Watson in there.
my only
take
my
Andy
only
Dalton
my
over
only
Cam
thing is
Newton.
why do they have Bryce Young so much higher than Kyler Murray?
I don't think that this was like a specific order.
Maybe
that
he
they
has
put
an
it
inch
in.
on him.
I'm just no. I'm just saying the height wise in the picture.
Andy
right? They're
Dalton.
not that much difference
Andy
in size.
Dalton is obviously better than
Hold
Cam
on.
Newton.
Yeah.
So
That's
the
what I
one,
just said.
so the one
I
with
take Case
Kirk,
Keenum over Cam
the
Newton.
one with Kirk Cousins.
Take Jacoby over
Kirk
Cam.
Cousins in parentheses says 1 p.m. games only. Sam Howell says in parentheses, okay, probably not.
Baker 2.0.
Russell Wilson says
I like how
minus
Baker's at the
Hackett.
bottom right.
Minus Hackett.
Lamar Jackson says Ken Francis.
Am I helping?
I wish it did, but
All
I
right,
should've
guys.
had that in.
So Johnny, give me your takeaways for the show today. Those was pretty good. What do you got, bro?
Just everyone enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
All right, Ryan, takeaways for today, because obviously you've had fun with rules.
He loves.
I just hope that this whole situation with Lamar gets figured out soon because I'm tired of it. I think the whole rest of the fan base is tired of
It's
it.
overrated.
All right, Wheels, takeaways?
I think there needs to be accountability on both sides for the NFL, for the refs, and the players for the contracts, and that's all I'm gonna say
That'll
about
never
that.
happen.
No more part-time refs.
Yeah.
That's the argument.
Oh.
Steve, takeaway?
Is there a mouse in here?
No, it's probably Wheels.
God bless you guys. Thank you all for being here if you're here. I didn't see anybody in chat today. Super upset. Anyway, love
It's
you
all
guys.
right. It's early on a Sunday.
It is early. I thought it was good. The NFL is never going to be accountable for anything they ever do because they're their own entity. So,
Like the politicians.
yep,
of the
it's
country.
exactly what it is. They're their own government. So it is what it is. This is what you get, boys. So thank you guys for being here. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Love you.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't got much for today. I think it was a fun show. I wanted to strangle Ryan, strangle Wheels a little bit. But
Why me?
I had a good day today.
Because he's
You're
on tilt.
I am. I did get woken up this morning as
Stop
opposed to
being
waking
soft.
up this morning, so
He's
I'm a little testy.
He's all
so
freaking pissed
I
off.
will
You
see
mad,
you
bro?
guys. I will see you guys hopefully Wednesday this week, and hopefully we'll have back to our normal. We'll have Wheels and Steve back, and then it should
Ryan
be a good
trickled
time.
in.
And I'm sure we're gonna go over some.
What do you want to
some
fight? Yeah,
defensive
what do you want to
players,
fight
so
about this week?
You guys have a wonderful. We will talk about it later.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it.
We'll have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you guys, or rest of your weekend because it's Sunday.
Yeah, remember, tomorrow's Monday. You guys got to go back to work.
Yeah.
That being said, you know how it is. Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I gotta piss like a